streaming to Twitch, but he's not in here with us.
Hello out there. I am DM Steve here with the Funky Bunch, according to the screen right there. Say hi, everyone. Say hi to our fans.
Hi,
Hi.
everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. So we've had a pretty exciting week. Like we got a taste of Pathfinder last week, just to whet our appetite, and now we spent like a week apart. And so the question is, as like absence made the heart grow fonder for you guys. Are you guys excited to get back to Pathfinder? Have you guys
Yes.
played 5th edition in the meantime?
I don't know what this 5th
No.
edition is.
Haven't. On Sunday, we all played.
Right. That's right.
Bill played Cyberpunk.
That's a whole nother issue for a different stream. We're not going to bring up Cyberpunk on tonight.
Oh my gosh,
because
that
we'll be
whole
talking about it for 3 hours.
Steve. That
But it is
whole
true. I guess
conversation.
prime time streaming content. So yeah, that's true. So like me and Jordan and Rick and Brianna did our Beyond Avernus campaign on Sunday. Nina, are you any other
Beyond Avernus?
And we made it Beyond Avernus for the first time.
Took a whole
5
session.
episodes. 5 yeah, it was at the last 5 minutes, but still.
Wait, what? You guys finished it?
We finished the Avernus module about 5 weeks ago. And we started a campaign called Beyond Avernus, which is the continuation from like the end of that campaign to keep going. And so even though we called it Beyond Avernus and we're 4 or 5 sessions in, this is the first time we actually made it Beyond Avernus because we spent 5 sessions in Avernus. So
we're going deeper.
And Candlekeep, a lot of Candlekeep. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. First up, like, you know, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We are a group of people who are fairly familiar with 5th edition. We have a couple years under our belt, and we are trying Pathfinder for the first time because we want to know what this new game on the block is all about. At least that's why I chose to try it out. I don't know why you guys did. Just a change of pace, I guess.
I'm stuck in the house.
But yeah, what else are we gonna do? Play new games. So first, I wanted to open up by giving a shout out to anyone who's liked us, subscribed us, followed us. On YouTube, we had a lot of engagement this week, and that was great to see. Special shout out to Kalian, the alias with your alien picture, maybe Callan the alias, who was asking questions about Pathfinder, and they are going to be starting their own Pathfinder stream and are using us as like a sort of test bed or like a good springboard. So first of all, thank you for watching us, and you know, I hope you're enjoying it. And second of all, to your players, I'm sorry for anything that we caused to go wrong in your game. It's our fault, not your DMs. Are they called DMs in Pathfinder or are they GMs? We need an official ruling on this.
What does it refer to in the beginner box? You says that it says like it gives you stuff to read and like hold your hand. So does it refer to it at the beginning of the beginner box? Like, hey, this is what you're called and this is what you do.
Let's see. There are.
I mean,
Game Master. They call it Game Master.
Yep, that's what I thought.
GM.
As someone,
we also have Paizo on Twitter that has a link to us.
Yeah.
That retweeted our Twitch link.
Yep. So that's. Oh, Nina's just so yeah. Actually, for the first time, this week. Oops, I lost the tweet. So yeah, so last week we did this stream and then we put up the tweet later. It said, hey, you know, if you missed our game, catch us on YouTube. We're playing Pathfinder. I tagged Paizo. I tagged Roll20. Paizo liked our tweet and then retweeted it to all their followers and said, you know, 1 hero point token for trying a new game.
Let's go.
There you go.
And we got a lot of engagement from that. So a lot of people that found this video, this playlist, probably came through that because, you know, they exposed this to a whole new audience. So big thank you to Paizo for even caring about some random stream like us, right? We did get a couple of other people that had liked us, followed us through this retweet, and even some people that retweeted Paizo's retweet, saying, "Hey, check out these new people that are trying Pathfinder." So I don't know what to say. Like, thank you, Paizo. Right?
Thanks for making second edition Pathfinder.
Yeah, thanks for making second edition Pathfinder.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Hell yeah.
The beginner's box seems like a really good way to get on. And I know I said this last week, but like the presentation of the beginner's box and the way that it is set up for people to actually learn to DM is like the best I've ever seen, because it holds the DM's hand so that the DM never feels completely out of control of the situation. And it really feels like a tutorial in a video game, which is kind of the running gag thing we've been doing, right? Like we're playing a tutorial level in a video game and we get pop-up tips all the time.
But
So,
I mean, they're there because they work. So it's awesome.
exactly. So definitely if you're thinking about getting on board, this is a good onboarding product.
I just want to thank Paizo for the hero point I just added to my character sheet. I appreciate that, Paizo.
Yeah. So let's talk about that real quick, because hero points are a mechanic that aren't actually touched on in the beginner's box, but because Paizo came along and gave you all a hero point, there is a space for it on your character sheet, I believe. So feel free to add a hero point.
It's under
does
your
the hero
level.
point
What does it
do?
do?
Hero points are essentially kind of like inspiration in 5th edition. So a hero point allows you to spend a hero point to re-roll. So if you make a check of any kind, right, like a saving throw, I think it could be anything, right? Just as if you're rolling a check, so I'm guessing a saving throw is probably also considered a check in the system. Attack roll, saving throw, anything like that. You roll it, you don't like the results, you can spend a hero point to re-roll. So it's one re-roll. And the other thing you can do is if you're ever dying, you can cash in every single hero point you have to stabilize with 0 hit points.
Because you can have up to 3 at a
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hero points, kind of like inspiration, I suppose. They're awarded. They say if you're going to use them, right? I guess they're kind of an optional rule-ish, but every player gets one at the start of the session, and the DM is supposed to reward them for cool like moments in the game during the course of the game at roughly 1 hero point per hour of play. So I will try to incorporate those tonight. And if you guys see something that you think qualifies as a cool moment that earns a hero point for like another player especially, or if you really want to call it out for yourself, no one's going to hold it against you too much.
And you lose them at the end of the session. So it's a
Yeah.
system you're supposed to be engaging in and then using during the session.
Right, yeah. Sorry, I implied that, but I didn't outright say it. You get it at the beginning of the session, and it's good for that session. So
But if you get 3 and you don't spend any of them, you start the next session with 1 because you lost all those 3.
right. So definitely use them. Okay. Some of the other things I noticed, like I was brushing up on the death rule because, Brianna, your character, was it
Almost
Ezrin?
died.
Got like one shot by a giant spider, essentially. So you had the dying one condition, and now you have a long-term condition called the wounded condition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we called that out last time. I don't remember calling it out last time. Maybe I did.
You said wounded 1.
Right.
Wounded 1. Yep.
So all that means is the next time you die, you go straight to dying 2 because you're on a wounded 1. And
Got
that
it.
lasts until somebody uses the treat wounds action on you,
Mm-hmm.
which is like an exploration action you can take. And I don't know if it's trained, but I know it does use healer's kit. And I think it takes like an hour to treat the wounds. I don't remember. We have to look up close. Or if you get healed to full hit points and spend 10 minutes resting, then it also goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you
Okay.
didn't quite get to full hit points.
No, 2 down. I have the ability to treat wounds because I have the healer's kit in the ability.
Got it. Does it say how long the treat wounds actually takes?
Let me look.
We are having a bit of issue with Sirenscape tonight. The website seems to be lagging. Like it times out when it's trying to load all the soundscapes. So we're trying to get that sorted out. if it doesn't happen, then all my players have kindly agreed to beatbox.
Oh yes, that's definitely what we said.
Yeah. Also, another interesting note last week with the rope. So it was Halruzian tried to grapple up the cliff, right? And you roll the natural 1, I think it was a critical fail. And what I ruled was it takes you like 5 tries, and everyone stands around making fun of you for sucking. But like in the rules, there actually is. I was see in 5th edition. I'm not used to this kind of stuff, but there are rules in the grappling hook section that specifically talks about how it works. And what it says is, if you get a critical fail, it dislodges when the person tries to climb it.
Yeah, you think it's good, but it's not.
Well, I think I failed when we were going down that first one, not the grappling hook going up.
Didn't you also fail going up?
Nope. Somebody did, but it wasn't me.
Well, you pulled out the grappling hook. Did you hand it off to somebody else? I think you did it.
Oh
I think
yeah,
it was you.
when I was trying to attach it to
Yes.
Yeah,
the ledge.
yeah. You rolled
Yes.
you rolled a
Yes,
dagger,
yes,
and it
yes,
was a
yes.
natural 1.
Yes.
Right. So technically, what should have happened is the person that tried to climb up, the grappling hook should have dislodged, and they should have
Oh,
fallen.
nice.
Which was Valerie.
That's funny, yeah. But the funny thing is climbing up, right? Because you would never use a grappling hook unless you were climbing up something, at least with like a roll on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know. So like, really, what you start climbing and then instantly it dislodges, and you fall like 2 inches on your butt. You probably wouldn't even take damage for that.
Well, I think the spirit of it is it's up to the DM how much they want to punish the players, and they can decide how far they get up before it dislodges.
Yeah, it would be fun at like 10 feet, roll a d10 up to 100 feet.
Yep.
That ticking time bomb, that loaded gun just hanging over the PCs.
It's like a scene in a movie
That's
where
fun.
the person's climbing up and everything's good, and then the camera pans up to where the grappling hook is, and if there's a crack in the stone and it's about to go.
Right. So it's just interesting for me to see like so much like actual coded rules in items that 5th edition does not have. Just a different world for me. Well, what do you say? Are you guys excited to jump in and right where we left off?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
So I'm giving you all hero points because Paizo like brought it up. So we are incorporating the hero
Let's
points
go.
in our session. But because Paizo retweeted us and said all you guys get an extra hero point, you actually all start with 2 this week.
Ooh.
All right.
Wow.
Where do I put that? In
It's
my
on
new
your character sheet, like at
It's
the
like right
top.
below level.
Yeah, so it'll say character name and all that stuff, and then level on the right, and hero points is right underneath.
Dope.
Yep, I see it right here. So if you my players can get Paizo to retweet us again, you'll get another extra hero point next week.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna be sending DMs all week.
Yep. Go from the
Okay.
powerful Twitter.
Yeah. So, or those of you fans that are out there, like help us out, help my players out.
Can we weaponize views on YouTube as well? Like if we get over 50 views on the next video, we also get a hero point.
It's not a bad.
Encourage us all
idea.
to retweet it and share our YouTube video.
And encourage you to everyone get 2 friends to watch the video.
Yep, and then they get 2 friends
to watch the video.
Oh, Nina, you're missing it
Next
out.
thing you know,
Tell my son, tell my boys to do it.
Yep.
Not only poor Nina, poor every single viewer that's not watching our.
Oh yeah, so pyramid schemes are a big part of Ernest in our
No
our
context,
Okay,
just pyramid
got it, got it.
schemes.
yeah, in our
Pyramid
mythos,
schemes.
just pyramid schemes in general.
I heard about how you guys like married each other. I mean, the characters. married each
Yeah,
other. That was actually pretty smart.
all of the characters except for Rick's character. Everybody else is in a
Polygamous marriage.
yeah.
Nice.
In fact,
I ruled it was polygamous. Yeah.
Yeah. So the husbands, they've got a pretty good relationship. Lots of trust there. But yeah,
One
it's
wife,
strange.
just husband 1, husband 2, husband 3.
Yeah, that's what she calls us, husband 1, 2, and 3. And then we found out one of the husbands has a high school sweetheart that he wants to go back to, and there was like a conversation of like, hey, is she cool that you're already married. It's
That
interesting.
would be like a very interesting conversation to have.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
So-
a fun game.
It's a very lighthearted campaign, considering it's a dark place.
That's how we get through it.
Yeah, exactly. So, back to Pathfinder. We are playing through a module called Menace under Otari. Otari being a small, quiet fishing village that you guys are all kind of here, presumably like live here or something. You're fledgling adventurers looking for your first big break, which is interesting considering Cairo is like 80. And
He's a late bloomer.
is he really that old?
No, he's like 62.
Okay, he's pretty old then.
He's
So,
old, but he's not that old.
He's pretty old to be like level 1 adventurer.
Oh yeah. All right, you know what? No, he's 52.
Oh, okay, that makes all the difference.
Yep. He like I said, he went white prematurely because of his experiences in life. He's had a rough one.
So sweet old Tamily Tanderville runs a tavern and fishery here in Otari, and something's been getting into her storage area beneath her tavern and busting open the barrels of like dried fish that she uses for her livelihood. And she's not sure what's causing it, but basically there's kind of this fervor around town that something dangerous is under the city and it's going to eat everyone. So the town guard is like very preoccupied guarding stuff. She needs adventurers to go and figure out what's eating her fish and put an end to it. And that's where you guys came in. You guys pop your heads down and immediately met your arch nemesis, Gravity, or a slippery cliff. So we found the storage. We found some rats that attacked you guys. We conquered the cliff. We fought a giant spider in a webbed cavern that was amazingly stealthy and just dropped on you guys and put an end to you in one bite. And as we continued, we found like it kind of opens into like this cavernous system, semi-natural, semi-constructed, and you guys even managed to find a hidden shrine to an ancient sea god. And I think it was Valerie who like drank the bowl of water. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you were able to harness the power of the ocean. Which, don't forget, for the next 1 hour, you can turn a critical hit into a regular hit against you. And
Nice.
we are. Sorry, what was that?
I said nice. That's a really good ability.
Yeah, I mean, I guess don't get crit, but if you do, you're good. It's kind of like, what is it, Grave Clerics? Just like, nope,
Yeah.
no
like
crits.
that.
Just like, oh my god, what was your Grave Cleric's name?
Oh, Kuna.
Kuna. How could I forget? Okay, so that's where we fade in as you guys are underneath. Like up top, we see the camera fades in, and we got a nice village. There are people selling stalls of like dried fish. You see like mothers with their kids like walking down the street trying to get into the pastries, and the mom has to pull them away. We have the town's guard walking like 2 by 2, eyes alert for any sort of like unsavory activity. All the merchants seem to have their stores like shuttered up and like closed, and it says like closed for safety reasons because everyone's afraid of whatever this is that it's been eating. Apparently it's been getting into more than just this one fishery that you guys are seeing. It has been causing issues all over town. And in a place where most people are content to just live their life without fear or worry, there is a sort of unsettling vibe in this quiet fishing village. And we see like the camera kind of pans down through the ground as it goes to black, and it goes deeper and deeper. And as it goes down below the ground, we see like basements full of like cracked barrels, fish spilling out. We see rats running and like chewing on the fish. We see a skeleton like in the wall with his like just plastered into the wall with like a sword like attached to it. Like some old ancient adventurer lost to time. And it comes down a little further, and we see a room covered in thick or slick green moss, like mildew and just a layer of grime. And the only thing looking pristine in this room is this very nice silver bowl of water lying undisturbed. And the camera's like focused on that in view. And the focus kind of shifts away. And we see in behind that, walking out of the room, are 4 adventurers. As a quick catching up for new viewers and for even our other players, why don't I ask you guys to just give your name and a quick description of your character and maybe like what class you are and stuff like that. So let's start with Halrizian.
Yeah, my name's Rick, playing Halrizian. He is a dark-skinned elf. He's got long braids, wearing dark-colored armor. He's got a rapier on one side, and he's wearing studded set of leather armor, and a dagger on the other side. And he's longingly looking back over his shoulder at the sterling silver bowl sitting up top of the altar. And Halrizian is a first-level rogue.
All right, very cool. Up next, Ezrin.
Hi, I'm Brianna. I am playing Ezrin, who is a level 1 wizard. Ezrin is a dark-skinned woman with curly hair and a scarf kind of wrapped around part of her head. Very simple wizardly robes with a lot of stuff attached, most of them just spell components, and her big old spell book that she's been carrying around for quite a while. And yeah.
Okay, very cool. Up next, Cairo.
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 Is a older gentleman, 52-year-old white-haired cleric of Saren Ray. He's got a chain sword on, a scimitar on his hip, and a shield. And yeah, he's here to save the fish because that's all he really cares about.
It's all about the fish. All right, and up last, Valerie.
Hello, my name's Nina. I play Valerie. She's a level 1 fighter. She's a pale, really buff redhead. She's wielding a shield, and there are weapons on her belt, and one strewn on her back. She's trying to human.
And I believe you're carrying, like, your sword is lit up. Is that what it is, or a shield? You're carrying some kind of light cantrip, right?
Yes, I think
On
Cairo
the
put it
blade.
on. Yeah.
Okay. Is that the only light you guys got going on right now? No, it looks like also Ezrin is carrying a torch. Is that still true?
Yes. Well, unless she dropped it.
She picked it back up.
Right. You used it to burn down the spider web and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. How long do torches burn for? I'm guessing an hour. The one thing I don't like about Roll20 is it's not super easy to search like
Find stuff.
torch up. Like I know there's like a torch in one of the handouts. Whatever it is, you have an infinite number of torches as far as I'm concerned. Okay, here we go. Torch.
1 hour.
Shines bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim for 20 more for 1 hour.
Wow.
It can be used as an improvised weapon that deals 1d4 bludgeoning damage plus 1 fire damage. So it's basically better than a club, right?
Yes, because it's fire.
Unless a club is 1d6.
I think club's 1d6.
Daggers are daggers d4?
Yes. No,
So it's better than
too.
a dagger. Except for it does
better
not
than a
trigger
throwing star.
Better than throwing star.
Better than
Okay.
a dart.
So I'm going to assume you guys come out of the shrine here, right? and you have your grappling hook set up, and you guys can begin to like descend without. Do we want to conquer the cliff again, or do we want to fast forward to like the bottom of the cliff? Because I'm fine with fast forwarding to the bottom of the cliff.
I just see the landing page.
Oh, I haven't moved the players over. Yeah, you guys are right.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Okay. So you guys can move your tokens down, and then you guys tell me. Last time you guys came from the north, you came out of the spider cave. There was a little room with two split paths. One was barricaded off, and one came like south. You guys came south, spotted this kind of secret ledge up top, found this shrine, but you guys were headed in this kind of southerly direction.
Is this a ledge over here that we can like climb onto?
It's so I believe the idea behind that is you guys had to climb like a 10-foot wall to get to where you are, and those are just like slightly like steps, like kind of naturally formed steps going in, so you can walk up it without actually having to get out climbing gear or anything like that, but you would have to climb down the 10-foot ledge
How tall are they?
just like a foot or two, like it's just a
Okay.
step. So
Let's go down this
as we move
natural
further
one
in, right?
rope.
No, I'm just gonna fast forward past the rope, right? We're down at the bottom, we're ready to go on with our adventure. And so my question to you guys is, what are your exploration activities you guys are taking part in? I know last time you guys had set jobs you were doing.
Oh, let me open that back up.
I will continue to look for secret doors and anything that stands out like a trap. But
Okay.
I will try to stay out of the bright light from Valerie.
Okay. So you're trying to stay in the dimmer section of the light. So I think, yeah, so let's see. Which handout was that in? Was it under
I think it's under playing the game. Yeah, there's exploration activities.
playing the game? Pop
Yep.
it up for you guys.
I think I will.
You have to scroll down quite a bit. Or maybe not. Maybe I passed it. Oh, yeah, it's right near the top. Okay. Yep, so avoid notice, defend, detect magic, etc., etc. So you guys let me know what you're doing as we move through here, and I'll educate accordingly.
Yeah, I'll be investigating.
Okay. So you're
No,
that
searching.
falls in.
Searching, seek meticulously, secret door, item, hazard.
Perfect.
Searching.
Yeah. So like traps, etc., etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'll like look for tracks or anything.
Okay.
So
So you're doing tracking.
yeah.
Cairo remembered Ezrin getting one shot by that spider, and he's defending. Oh, you know what? No, I'll keep detecting magic. Just to
Detecting magic?
Yeah, see if we're getting anything.
Okay. And Valerie?
I will stand next to Ezrin to provide light and just to make sure that she doesn't get one shot again.
She's got a torch, but I appreciate the anti one shot action you're taking.
What action would that be? Would that be defend then?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that just means like when you defend, if combat breaks out, you guys have that shield raised and the +2 AC going into the first round of combat. Okay. So are we heading south then? What's your marching order?
Yeah, Cairo's gonna say, all right, well, are we going back up? Maybe checking that barricade, or should we continue south?
South.
Yes, I agree. Heading to the south is the best way.
10-4.
No,
So what's
that's
your
4 of us?
I feel like Valerie should go
Wow.
first since she's defending. And then maybe Ezra and
Yeah.
Cairo, and
I will
then
point out,
Hal.
the only thing I'll point out is with Hal searching for traps, if he's searching for traps in the back of the group, he might find them in a different manner than he's expecting to.
Oh, right. So Hal should
Guys, I
be
found the
way up
trap.
front.
We're already in
I mean,
it.
there's a chance he'll notice it before you guys do, right? But
I want to make sure that we go through, and I'm accounting for the doors that nobody else can see more than anything.
got it. So you're just looking for secret passages more than anything. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So go ahead and move yourselves in the southwardly direction towards, and like stop when you get like basically right to the next room. Like when you get to like this square, you guys can stop.
Did you do that on a different layer? Because I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, maybe I did.
Yep. Well, Val, we're not gonna be able to climb up there unless you get up there first. I can't get by you.
Oh, not a problem. I'll pull out my rope.
Oh, we don't have to climb up these. These are steps.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's just, even though they're like they look pretty big, these are just like stuff you could just walk with your feet. It's kind of showing that you guys have gone down a bit and now you're kind of coming back up. So you can just move your token to that next, right to the doorway of the next room. And so as you enter this room, this is what you see. This large room looks like it was once a storeroom for a building above. At the far side, you can make out what might have been a cage or cell at some point, but it is now full of crates and barrels. Also, 4 lizard-like creatures the size of human children are
Oh.
clustered around the door to the cell, trying to pry it open. And they seem so vested in like trying to like get this thing open. You don't feel that they have even noticed you guys yet.
Do they look like the dead lizard that was in the spider's nest?
They do. It looks exactly like one of those creatures.
Cairo casts fireball. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have fireball.
Yeah, so these are they're kobolds. Small little lizard-like creatures. And they seem to match in footprints. Like, as you know, like you're noticing footprints, Ezrin, and for sure they are looking like these are most likely what have been causing the tracks that you guys have been following.
Do you have the magic measurement tool in this campaign?
I do not think so, but I should be able to add it easy enough, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because Cairo can get all of them if he can get up to the front without getting their attention.
Oi, so like, are we going to talk to them or?
Uh, what kind of check can I do here? Would information about them, would that be like a nature check?
Actually, let's see, because there are. So you want to know more information about kobolds, right?
Yes, and any information about them. I mean, I've got a lore called Scribe. I don't know if that's me because I've read a lot of books, or if that's specifically about anything having to do with scribing.
Maybe. Let me see. I was trying to see if they give me any guidance of what kind of skill to know more about. I mean, I'm fine with like a recall nature. I saw a chart and I was looking for it right now, which is basically depending on what kind of creature it is, you need a certain type of skill. Okay, so let's see. They are considered humanoids. So according to this, a humanoid, you would need a society skill check.
I don't even have that. I've got a diplomacy. Does anybody have society?
I think it's like Is it society or is it like it's
Oh, I do have society. I have to take a 0 bonus to it.
got it.
I think that's intelligence
It's
based.
interesting that like even though it's like a this evilish lizard creature,
I'm
it's
trained.
still
Me too.
Ooh.
Mine is a total of 7.
Do
to
Yeah,
whatever.
my
you,
bonus.
Wow.
yeah, you should roll that. Holy shit.
All right, so
so what are
society
you
check.
yeah, what are you
Right?
trying to ascertain?
Okay. What are we trying to ascertain? We're trying to like be friendly. I want to be friendly. These kobolds are cute.
So, like, asking yourself, would we be able to talk to these creatures and have a dialogue and not fight or not? That's what you're wondering?
Yeah.
So it says like creature identification. A character who successfully identifies a creature learns one of its best known attributes, such as like a troll's regeneration, et cetera, et cetera. And if you critically succeed, you can learn some other weakness the creature might have. It says there's some leeway in what skills you apply. So society would be the baseline one, but if you can convince me like a nature, I'd probably be okay with that. But a creature identification will tell you some kind of weakness or strength or something about these creatures that you can use to your advantage. So
Am I allowed to choose?
probably, yeah. Like, give me an idea of what you're trying to like figure out, and then I'll tell you.
How do I appeal to their better nature so I don't have to kill them and
Okay.
subsequently almost die to them?
Right. Okay. Yep. Give me a creature identification roll for that.
Society. 14.
14. I think with a 14 would be. I was setting the DC at 15, so a 14 would technically be a fail. So you do not come up with anything that helps you in this circumstance.
Ezra just shrugs.
May I ask Saren Ray if there's any way that we can appeal to these creatures? May I pray to my God?
I mean, is there a skill check associated with that?
Religion? I guess it
Oh,
would be a
okay.
recall knowledge, like asking if through Saren Ray's love, if I can speak to these creatures peacefully.
Yeah, I feel like a recall knowledge in religion. So you're going to see if there's any sort of religious knowledge that you can think of that'll help, diffuse
Reaching
the situation
Yeah,
or
like
something. Sure.
reaching out, like because I'm, kind of a traveling spreader of Saren Ray's guidance, like maybe I learned something about trying to be a missionary to lizard people.
Mhm. Yep. Let's see if you can come up with something.
Not with a natural 3, that's a 10.
That's also a fail. So not sure.
I think they're friendly.
I mean,
They're
you
definitely
didn't
armed.
you didn't get all right, so I just want to remind everybody that in Pathfinder you can critically fail and get false information. So
So if you
neither of
got
us got false information like, hey, they just want to hug and kiss you.
if you fail a check with the DC 15, if you fail by 10 or more, so 5 or less,
You'll get
that
false
would be a
information.
critical fail, and then you might get false information.
Oh, not might. You do get false information
Well,
if you
okay,
critically
yeah.
fail. Except I have a feat that is student of the canon where I cannot get false information even if I get a critical fail using religion.
Got it. So you know your religion inside and out.
Yeah.
So there
Okay.
might be some way to negotiate, but nothing you guys have trained or learned so far seems to come to mind.
Um May I use I mean, I feel like we're getting to the point of ridiculous here because we're just standing in the hallway doing skill checks. But may I use survival to be able to tell if I smell like fish in here? Maybe these are the guys eating the fish?
I think that you just want some more fish.
Well, I mean, but if these are the culprits, then we definitely need to kill them.
Only because you want to take their fish.
I also could not find that template in my recent tokens. So if you still have it, Brianna, you can drag and drop it. Oh wait, no, I found it. I think it needs to be one more bigger.
Yeah, it's 8 squares because it's 20 feet. Oh no, wait.
4
That's
by
4. That's 4. Yeah, 4 by 4.
10, 20. Yeah, so it should be 4 by 4.
Yep.
Like that.
Yeah, because
multiply
Burning Hands is
all
a
by-
15-foot cone.
Got it. Okay, so I set it, so I think you should be able to move it now.
Can't move it through the wall.
Of course. Well, I'll pull it out when we need it.
Okay. Yeah, do I smell fish coming from them? Is that a survival? Like, what would that even be? Would that be survival?
It's
Perception.
probably like just like a search notice roll, right? Like it's probably perception.
Perception? Okay.
What is survival like an actual
Yeah, survival, but I
skill?
think
It
that's
is, right?
more
So
like
survival, sense
tracking.
direction, tracking, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. So
So
yeah,
just give me a perception check.
that's cocked. I'm gonna re-roll that. That's sitting against the wall. That's a 21.
Woo!
Mm.
Do I smell
So
fish coming from
you
these
a-
fools?
You do, as a matter of fact. You
Oh.
get the scent of dried fish like on the air. It's very subtle, but given that smell, that pretty much confirms your suspicions that these things have some of the fish from the basement on them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. These are the culprits. I smell that fish. Look, I ate a lot of that fish, and I can smell it coming from them. So these are
Now's not the
our
time.
enemies. No. I'm full. I'm not hungry right now. But we
To be
need
totally honest, I'm actually quite disappointed that they're the ones that are causing all the trouble upstairs. I mean, we just killed a giant spider.
I think that I think the giant spider was feeding on the rats and maybe one of their members, but holy crap, Hal, you just jumped 10 feet onto that ledge. That's amazing.
Oh, well,
Why did you even use the grappling hook if you can jump that high?
I do not know,
Got
but
that.
you cannot see me.
Got that high jump feet.
I doubt.
I added the measuring tool as a character token, like as a thing in your journal, so anyone should theoretically be able to drag and drop it.
Yep, works.
Perfect.
Let's go get him.
So for those of you that are trying to figure out Roll20, you can add like you get this cool tool, which is this measuring grid. I think Brianna's the one that taught us about it, right? Was it
Mhm.
Brianna?
I found
Yeah.
it on a subreddit.
Yeah.
The
Perfect.
Roll20 subreddit.
Good place to go.
Yes.
So it's literally this token that you scale it to the right size. So this one is like 8 squares by 8 squares, and then you make a character for it in the journal and assign this like image as the token, and then set it for all players to use. And every player can just drag and drop it to measure like radius spells and cones and stuff like that. So it has a lot of the common ones.
It's really cool.
I guess
Mostly for
theoretically we could go
players.
one step further and make a different, like we can make a different measuring tool for each spell type, so you wouldn't have like all of them in one. Might be the cool way to do it.
I could do that for you.
Right, that would be pretty cool. We could do something like that, right?
For sure.
So
And
maybe we
then-
should think about that.
And then we
Yep.
just assign those measuring tools to the people who have those spells.
Oh, that's cool. And the DM. Well, maybe not.
Probably just
Nah,
easier to leave.
the
to
DM
everyone
doesn't
have that
need
same
it.
thing. So you have the scent of fish. These kobolds, they still have yet to notice you, and it seems like they are trying very hard to like pick the lock into this cage. You hear them like fumbling, and one of them tries, and then they like fail, and the other one like hits it with like the bottom of the spear and pushes them out of the way, and they're all like taking turns just trying to get in here. So far, they seem really inept at it.
Ezrin pulls his scimitar out. He's got his shield in his other hand already. So should we ambush them, or I don't know. I guess we can try and talk.
Let's try and talk to them. Like, what's the problem?
Okay. Cairo readies a burning hand spell.
Ezra shakes her head.
You don't know what
Good
I'm doing.
question for me. How do you ready spells in Pathfinder? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
I
let me
don't
look it
know.
up.
I know in 5e you expend the spell slot and then you use your reaction and concentration to hold it, right?
It says you use a single action or free action if the trigger you specify happens outside of your turn. So it's an action to ready it. Um, so you can't. Huh. You can spend all the actions of activity at once. It gains the effects in the encounter. You complete it during your turn. Okay, so on my turn, when it's my turn, if it's a 2-action spell, I have to spend 2 actions of my turn readying it, and
Okay.
then I say what the trigger is, and
Okay.
those are using the 2 actions of that turn. So I could like move and then ready a 2-action spell, and then I
Okay.
just tell you what the trigger is.
Then the trigger uses your reaction.
Yes, I tried to close a window and it closed the whole screen, so I will be right back.
Bye, Jordan.
Bye.
Where did you find that rule at?
On the Reddit.
Got it.
On the interwebs.
On the YouTubes.
Yeah, bro, it's the internet, bro. That's where all the information of the whole world lives. Well, who's
Okay.
gonna talk?
Yeah, so can you hold the spell like forever?
I will, now that I'm back in the game, let me look.
So yeah, who wants to do the talking?
Ezra's gonna slowly step around Val if she lets her.
Of
Oh,
course,
I'm sure
but
this won't
I
end poorly.
will be standing right next to you.
Yeah, so you,
Go ahead, Steve.
I
no, yeah,
will
you step out
make
ahead and
sure
go ahead and
that
say what
you're
you're gonna
safe.
Hello? Uh, Good kobolds?
say. So yeah, so you say this, and like immediately every single one of them, like it's almost like comic, like they stop what they're doing, and all 4 of them turn and look over their shoulder and like lock eyes with you at the exact same time in like sync with each other. And immediately like scramble for their like spears and get all battle ready, and they turn around and they're holding their spears up like threatening at you. They're not like charging you, but they are definitely like on the defensive. And the one that's like kind of in front is just like, what you want?
We just want to talk. We heard there was some trouble down here, and wanted to see what all the ruckus was.
Yeah, this is our treasure, not yours. Back off.
I am not interested in fish. I have other sources of food, and perhaps you do too, so you don't have to steal from the good people of this place.
They say steal, and they look at each other. They're all like kind of looking at each other confused, and they say, "Steal? What steal?
Well, you know, this belongs to somebody.
It belongs to the boss. Now back off."
The boss. Ezrin turns to Val.
Who's the
I was like,
boss? Ask him who the boss is.
This is much more complicated than I expected.
Apparently, but you're doing very well.
Thank
Trying
you,
to figure
thank
out
you.
who the boss is.
I can come talk if you want me to. I have a +5 in diplomacy.
What is this +5 in diplomacy?
Ezrin, you know what I'm talking about. Don't act coy.
Excuse me, kobolds. Who is
Yeah.
this boss?
We're not supposed to say their name.
Could you point me in their general direction?
Ask him if it's the spider.
Is it the spider?
All of their eyes like flicker like this way, and you see there's like a door on the side of the room. All 4 like sets of eyes all look at that door when you ask that question, and then back at you and say, "Don't worry about it."
Well, I would like to sit down and talk to this boss.
The eyes kind of squint And the one in front seems almost unsure. And the other ones are kind of like shaking their head no. And he's like, do you have offering for boss?
Ezra's gonna look behind and get a feel from her group mates. Do we like loiter them?
You certainly have them charmed now, but
Cairo
Cairo does
takes
say he has +5
no,
on
no, no.
his diplomacy.
Hold on.
Maybe. Oh,
Val.
what?
Cairo
What?
takes the sword with the gem in it
Mhm.
and hands it to Val to give to Ezrin to show as an offering.
Oh, hey, Ezrin.
Oh,
And then I hand it to Ezrin.
So he gets like passing the sword up through the.
Yeah.
Ezra presents the sword to the kobolds. Would this suffice as a gift to your boss?
I mean, their eyes go like a little wide and they like whispering to each other. And one of them says, like, I bring it here. And holds his hand out for you to like bring it to him.
No. Say that you need to give it to the boss yourself.
I would like to give it to the boss himself, if you don't mind. Well, we don't want to fight you. We just we would just like to speak
Okay.
to your superiors.
Let's take a quick look at different skills.
Oh
'Cause
god.
there are social skills here, right? For instance,
Yes, Cairo has a +5 in diplomacy.
there's coerce. This isn't really coerce. This is definitely like diplomacy, like basically.
So it's in the core rulebook. Your idea about concentration earlier. So let me know if you want the ruling for that. But we don't need it right now. Maybe when we get to combat.
Yeah, so like request says you can make a request of one creature that likes you. Do they
Damn.
like you? I'm not sure. It says the GM sets this DC based on the difficulty of the request. So let's have you make.
Has
Actually,
she
there's
made
also
an
one called
impression?
make an
Yeah.
impression, right? You try to get a creature to like you with flattery and acts of goodwill. Requires about a minute of conversation, and then at the end you make a diplomacy check against the will to see of the creature.
Yeah.
So let's see if this sort of like conversation and goodwill, you guys have approached in a pretty I guess nice manner. So why don't you make an impression check, which would be a diplomacy check.
I would like to
Okay.
try and aid.
There are aids in this, right? Right.
Yeah.
So aid.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
make
so
a
make-
roll
make-
with the same thing, and then if I get above a 20, she gets a
Yep.
+2.
So you make a diplomacy check.
I do not aid.
12. Oh boy.
What did you get, Jordan?
I got
Like, what was your
a
total?
9 + 5, so 14.
Okay, so not a critical fail. You did not impede
No.
there. So you go up and you basically offer the sword and say, I need to take it to the boss. And then they're like looking, they're a little confused. But it seems like you've like warned the small patience of these kobolds that they actually have thin. And the fact that you've like refused them has like whipped them almost into like a little bit of a rage. And you're like adrenaline kicks up, that little instincts kick in, and you realize that like this is about to go south real fast. And I need everyone to give me an initiative check with using perception as the roll. I guess the only one that I would say maybe Hal's like hanging pretty far back and stealthing, so I would accept a stealth one from Hal.
We tried.
And I will take that that information on the concentration now,
Okay.
because I'm guessing it's becoming relevant.
I'm sorry, I forgot to click my token.
No problem. So what was the actual wording, Jordan?
All right. So on page 470 of the core rulebook, Ready is a up to 2 action ability to do
Mhm.
during combat. You prepare to use an action that will occur outside of your turn. Choose a single action or free action and designate a trigger. Your turn then ends, right? So
Right.
if the trigger you designate occurs before the start of your next turn, you can use the chosen action as a reaction, provided you've still met the requirements to use it. You can't ready a free action that already has a trigger. And then it goes on to say if you have like multiple attack penalties and your ready action is an attack action, your ready action takes the multiple attack penalty if you've had the time to use it ready. So like if you're like, I want to use a full action attack, but there are multiple attack penalties for that, it's just saying that those also apply even though you're doing it outside of your turn.
Got it. But does it say the spell has to go off before the start of your next turn?
It doesn't say anything about that. It just doesn't happen when it gets to your next turn. But you're giving up your reaction. Like your reaction is held up by doing this. So if someone were to go outside of my attack of opportunity range, I wouldn't be able to do it because I'm still readying whatever I'm readying.
Right. Although most people don't have an attack of opportunity anyways.
Right.
But the idea still stands.
And that is page 470 of the 1,000-page core rulebook.
It is a very, very big roll. So you guys all rolled amazing, including a natural 20 from Hal.
Oh my goodness, Hal.
You cannot see
Hal,
me.
You hear it going down, right? They can't see anything, but they, up ahead you can hear the way that this sort of conversation is going, and that tingling sensation hits, and shit's about to go sideways. What would Hal like to do?
I love the idea that Hal's behind us going, "You cannot see me," and he rolls a natural 20.
I'd like to hide.
Okay. I assume I'm giving you,
Stealth.
like, since you started in stealth and you were hanging back, I
That
am
is your
going to
stealth
assume
roll.
that you are hidden right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start with like a 27 stealth to start the combat. So don't worry about hiding.
Well, I can't get past these guys.
Yeah, you can. You can go through well, you might not if you can't make it with your amount of movement. But you can go through our squares. Just difficult terrain.
Right. Plus, remember, if you're going to move while you're hiding, you have to use the sneak, which lets you move at half speed.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I'm gonna go right there, I guess.
Okay.
If I can get there.
And that was using your sneak, right?
Yeah, my sneak.
Okay. And I think every time you make a sneak, it requires another stealth roll. I think so. Let me just double check. See, stealth. Use stealth to sneak around. Use hide to hide behind something. Use sneak to move. But it doesn't say. I guess it doesn't say you have to keep making one, right?
At the end of your movement, the GM rolls your stealth check in secret and compares the result with the perception DC of each creature that couldn't see you but knew you where you were at the start of your turn. I don't think they even get that because they don't know he's there.
Well, they have passive perceptions, right?
If you had standard, yes, exactly, it'd be passive perceptions. If you have standard covered from the creature through your stride, you gain a
So I
+2
was looking at the top where it said stealth, and it said use stealth to sneak around, but then down below it says sneak. So yeah. So at the end, instead of doing it as a secret roll, I'm just gonna let you roll your stealth to see if you manage to continue to beat their passive.
Talk about
natural 1.
Yin and yang.
Oof.
Natural
So,
20, natural 1.
A natural 20, natural 1. So you manage to draw. You're so loud doing this that you draw so much attention that now everyone is completely aware, and you've lost your stealth. You've lost your hidden condition. But that was just your first action. You still have 2 more actions.
Imagine as I walk up, people turn to look at me as I make noise. Am I able to hide again?
Yeah. Let's see. To use hide. So hide, You have to use cover or concealment. You need standard cover or the concealed condition. I don't think allies provide standard cover. I feel like if you moved into this square you'd have to use move to get there, right? But like moving into that square would give you the cover that you would need to actually take the hide.
I will do that.
Okay. And give me another stealth roll. Very swingy back and forth here.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Natural 20, natural 1. 27, 8, 23. Okay. And you are presumably successfully hidden from them.
That's so funny.
But that's 3 actions, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Valerie.
All right. So with I'm gonna say excuse me to Ezrin, and I will make my way to this spot right here, please.
You can move your
There's
token. Oh, there it
25.
goes.
Yeah. And I will make an attack. So that's my first action. I stride it, and then on my second action, I'm gonna attack this dude right here with my
Okay.
longsword.
This is the one that was chatting with you guys?
Yes. And then I'll say, you should really have listened to the nice lady. She was trying to be diplomatic,
Oh,
but huzzah!
They probably really should have. Okay, so the first attack, or it rolled twice, but the first one was a 14, which does not hit.
Oh, and then all right, and then so that's my second action, right?
That was your second action, yeah.
Okay. So for my third action, I will raise my shield.
Okay. So you swing, you miss, and then you ready your shield to get yourself the 2 extra AC, and you're ready to like absorb a blow.
Yes, please.
Okay.
The Roll20 is lagging on me.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Ezrin.
Ezrin is going to cast Ray of Frost on this fellow right here in the front
Okay.
with 2 actions.
That's an attack roll, right?
Yes, 25 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
6 cold damage.
Hurts
And
it quite a
then
bit.
nice.
Actually,
Is that a critical?
not
success?
a crit. I was just checking.
Ooh.
Almost a crit, but not quite.
Boo. And then I'll use my last action to sort of back up a little bit. So I will start here.
Interesting
And-
point of order, right? Because you're holding the sword in one hand and the torch in the other hand. And it takes so you have to drop one item to
I dropped
do
the
that, right?
torch.
Yeah, torch clatters to the floor. No problem. I just want to know, like, I in that moment, I want you to look at your 2 items and choose which one you're doing, right?
I mean, the sword wasn't a weapon. I mean, you weren't using it a weapon, right? It was just the offering.
Yeah, it just was
it's
in each hand,
valuable.
right?
Yeah.
So putting an item away takes an action, but like just dropping it is a free action. So now there's a torch on the floor right where you were standing.
I just noticed this in Roll20. I apologize for breaking up the flow, but if you look where Valerie raised her shield and then where Ezra did the Ray of Frost, it's got the number of actions each of those things do.
Mhm.
See, 2 actions for Ray of Frost,
That one
1
says
for
2
his
action,
shield.
1 action.
That's really cool.
Oh, I see.
That's what those symbols
That's
mean.
very cool. So that was 3 actions, Ezrin.
Mhm.
All right. Up next, Cairo. With an amazing, you got a 17 initiative, but you're still going last compared to all your allies. So
Is this like difficult terrain
Sirenscape
right
loaded
here?
finally.
Oh yay!
Yeah. So like
This
the
rubble.
rubble and these like squares. Yeah, this is like rubble from like looks like something has like fallen out of the wall, collapsed, like old thing. So definitely difficult terrain on these squares.
So, all right. I'm gonna get right here and hope that we don't get flanked. Yeah, this is a bad position, and I'm gonna take attack against this fellow here. Actually, you know what? Let's. I'll just do an attack.
All right, Sirenscape music's going. Okay, so it was a stride for your first action, right?
Yep.
Can you
And then
restart
attack.
It just
I just
started working for me.
Mhm.
it? Oh, there it goes.
Very cool.
Woot!
That's a miss.
9 is a miss,
That's it.
and your shield blocking
Oh,
too.
whoops. Nope. I meant that one.
Raising a shield. Yeah, sorry, raising a shield.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
What happened to your burning hand?
I can only use that once a day, and I don't know how much more this adventure is. We
Oh,
might meet it more later.
Interesting. That's true. That's the downside of like preparing a spell into a spell slot, right?
Yeah.
All right. So up next, the kobolds get to go. So this one here is going to basically use an action to step. Is that what's called step? You just take a 5-foot step.
Mm-hmm.
So it sidles here, and then as it sidles here, Valerie, you look, and the two kobolds are now like flanking you and kind of like got you on both sides, which has put the flat-footed condition onto you.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid, but we're out here in the open.
Yeah, so flat-footed means you have a -2 AC, and you're under the effects of flat-footed, right? So stuff like sneak attack from a rogue triggers on that. So you do have the +2 from your shield, and then the -2 from this, so it kind of cancel each other out. So it uses its its second action to attack you with its spear. It gets a 21.
Oh, hits.
Okay. Do you want to absorb it with your shield?
No, not yet.
Okay. So you take 3 piercing from the spear, and because you're flat-footed, it gets a sneak attack damage as well. So it's not rolling, so I'm going to roll it. So it's actually 1 more point. So you take 4 points of piercing damage total.
Got it.
And then... it's going to use its last ability is this thing called Hurried Retreat, which allows it to stride up to 30 feet, and it gets a bonus against like opportunity attacks. So it scurries this way, which does go out of your range. I don't think. Do you have opportunity attack, Cairo?
Where would that be under?
Where do you
Is that
see
a
it, Valerie? It's
feat?
like under your reactions, I think.
It's under actions.
Should be under
Okay.
actions. if you
Yeah,
have it.
I don't have that there. Just raise shield and shield
I
down.
think it's a base fighter ability, but you need to spend a feat on the other classes to get it.
Okay.
Okay. So it moves there, so that's 5 feet. What is its movement? Its movement is. Where do I see it?
It's
Oh,
under
speed 25.
class
so that's
DC.
5. And then it moves here into his friend, and then here, which can trigger an opportunity attack from you, Valerie, if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Okay. It has a +2 bonus against your opportunity attack because of its sort of special ability. This will use your reaction, which means you won't be able to shield block. But go ahead and take that attack.
My thing is though, like, is my attack of opportunity an unarmed fist, or because I'm holding my longsword, so it'll be my longsword.
It would be your longsword, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, 22. That definitely hits. So as it tries to scurry away from you, you do manage to hit it for 5 points of damage, which hurts it quite a bit, but does not finish it. That opens up the next one to take a stride action with its first action to flank you again. And then it's going to try to spear attack. That's an 8, which is not close at all. And then it too will use its little like scurry ability to scurry 25 feet away from you. It's like a hit and run tactic. It hits you and then it runs away. This one's going to do the same thing. Comes up. Spear attack. A 12. And then scurry away with its hurried retreat. And that leaves our brave leader, who does not have anyone to give him flanking. But he will spear attack. I think because you hit him, he's gonna spear attack Cairo.
Nice.
So spear 14.
What's my nope. Miss. I have a 16.
Okay. And then it's going to use its second attack. That's a 0 after the penalties.
Yes. You know what? Strange enough, that hits. No, I'm just kidding.
It rolls back around, right?
Yeah.
Which makes it a critical fail, actually. But
Ooh.
there's no negative. Like, it's not like you stab yourself or anything like that. It's just
Yeah.
really terribly. And then it's going to use its hurried retreat to kind of scurry back this way and kind of get some distance from you guys. All right, that's their turn. Halrusian.
All right.
Yeah, this is like this is where the game pauses, right? And you get the pro tip, like being flanked by enemies puts your heroes in danger situations, and some enemies, like kobolds, gain sneak attack while flanking or while you're flat-footed. And that's like the pro tip for like this fight that you learn about. Okay, and then we move to the second round of combat.
I take a step forward using my stride, and I say, "Are you guys coming back here, or should we come in there?"
Cairo turns around and just shrugs, like, I don't know.
I will move up. Striding,
Sorry.
5, 10, 15.
Are you striding or sneaking?
Striding.
Okay, so you're striding full speed in.
No, not full speed. I'll go to here, and then I'll try to sneak. I want to avoid...
Well, I think the problem is if you ever stride instead of sneak, you lose your hide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But
I'll sneak.
you can sneak to there, yeah. Yep, so that would be, you can move like half your speed, right? So that's what, 3 squares. So that's sneak. So now make the hide, the stealth check again to see if you manage to sneak without being noticed.
Okay.
14. Okay. It's hard to tell if you actually managed to sneak past them or not. Like, you definitely, I'm assuming your allies notice you. So it makes you a little nervous, but you're not sure if you've beaten there.
That's not an action. Sneak up to this guy
Okay.
and use my last action to make an attack.
So it's 2 sneaks, right?
Well, it's 1 sneak, and then you told me to roll for being quiet.
Well, okay, so sneak. Let's look at what sneak actually says, right?
1, 2,
I think it says
3.
sneak says.
So I would sneak and then sneak again in hopes of moving up to him. So yeah,
Right,
you're right.
so
I would continue to go.
So I think it's every time you try. Yeah. So one sneak gets you to there. It'd be a second sneak to get right on him.
Yep.
So make another stealth check.
That was my 14.
What was the
Because
first stealth check?
It was
because you started hidden back here, right?
Yep.
Back in the hallway. So then you did 15 feet of movement sneaking, right? Which would get you to here. Because diagonals, it actually counts diagonals. So if you move two diagonals,
got you.
So that would be one sneak, right?
Up to here. Okay.
And then so it'd be 2 sneaks to get to him,
Gotcha.
regardless of how it like hashes out. Yep. So you're not sure if like this one's much better. You're not sure if the first one's blown your cover or not. Third action is to attack.
Yeah.
Okay. You did beat his passive. You did beat his perception, so he has not noticed you. So he has the flat-footed condition against you.
Dope.
All right. I will stab him with my rapier.
Go for it. He has a -2 AC, and that triggers your sneak attack. Yeah. So with a -2 AC, this becomes a critical hit, actually.
That is 16 piercing and another D6.
2d6, right?
I don't know if it counts.
It's
like
a
that.
d6 doubled, right? So it'd be 6 more.
Yep.
Either way, way more hit points than this dude had. Like, way more. So you come out of your stealth to deal the killing blow and like completely obliterate this kobold. 1 down.
That's 3 actions.
Okay. Valerie.
All right. For my first action, I'm gonna stride to this fella right here.
Okay.
I actually have a question. If
Sure.
I go over here, I counted that's like 5 squares. Can I do that? Right here?
Uh,
But
well,
I
you
know
can't
it
go
would
through an enemy, but you can go around them, right? It's like this.
Yeah,
I don't know. Can you see my measuring tool or not?
I can.
Okay, I wasn't sure because sometimes as a player it doesn't show up, but as a DM. So if you took that movement right, that would take you 20 feet of movement, and you'd be able to nestle in right there. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, that's fine.
So that would be one stride.
And then and then this is the fella that I've already hit, right? This dude?
Yes.
Okay, for my second action, I'll take another swing at him
Okay.
with my longsword.
Oh, that's a crit.
That's 22 damage.
So dead.
Goodbye.
So dead.
And then I will... Yeah, I'll just trap them here so that if they try to get to Cairo, I will raise my shield.
Okay. Raise your shield. Perfect. Ezrin.
All right. First things first. I will stride over to the action.
Okay.
What did you say about? That's okay. So
Like Pathfinder, like in 5e, they do not care about diagonals, right? So like moving, you can move like if you were in 5e and you move like 2 diagonal squares, that'd be 10 feet of movement. But Pathfinder, every other diagonal counts as an extra 5 feet, and Roll20 is enforcing that, which is kind of cool.
okay, interesting. Good old Ray of Frost on this fellow right here.
Yeah, go for
Gonna
it.
try and help out Valerie. 18.
18 hits.
Max damage.
Ooh.
It's not a crit, unfortunately, but it is enough to kill it.
Nice.
What does this one look like? Like, you fight. This is the first time I think you've hit with Ray of Frost, so it's a big moment. Let's highlight it.
It looks like a very cold chicken running towards it.
Frosty chicken.
Yes.
And then explodes, and this kobold drops dead, leaving just the one left, pinned in the corner.
Ezrin's a big fan of the Legend of Zelda games.
So that was your 3 actions, right?
Yes.
Okay, Kyra.
I was gonna stride over and take an attack. 16
hits.
for 4 damage.
4 does not kill it, but hurts it.
And can I see what's to the stealth there? Does that continue on, or is that like the edge of the room?
It ends. You can see because the bars are right there, anyways.
Okay.
It just literally ends right there.
Then I'll finish my action raising
Like
the
this-
shield
this
and
is the
locking
wall.
him in there.
Okay. So you both right there. I mean, can you move diagonally through 2 enemies? I don't know.
I thought
Anyways.
we established you can just move through him as difficult terrain, or is it a?
Against an enemy, I had to do the what was it? The leap or the dive through
Yeah.
action. There's an action for moving through an enemy that requires a roll. You can move through allies as difficult terrain, but enemies definitely requires a roll. Because the rat had to roll to get through Cairo's legs last time. I think
it was tumble through,
tumble through, is the
which
name
is
of the action.
under acrobatics.
Perfect. Okay. So this guy wounded back into a corner. He starts like lashing out in a frenzy. So he's going to do his first attack against Valerie. 13.
You really should have just listened to the lady.
Second attack against Cairo. 16.
I'm gonna raise my shield, or
Yeah,
shield
ra-
block it.
Well, it doesn't hit you, right? Because you had your raised shield.
Oh yeah, it raises your AC, but I totally forgot. Yeah, I'm at 18 right now.
Right. So yeah. So it didn't actually hit. And the third one, wildly lashing out, goes back to Valerie, and that's a 2.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
It's just wildly stabbing out, trying anything it can. It's back into a corner. All right, Halrysian.
I will stride forward
Okay.
and
That's one action.
one action and try to stab it with my rapier.
Interesting point, because we were talking about that tumble through action. You could theoretically, instead of stride, tumble through and try to tumble through him into that little space and get the flat-footed condition and flank it. You know what I mean?
And that's acrobatics?
Well, I think so, right? So, like, let's look at skills.
Yeah, it's under acrobatics.
So under acrobatics, it says...
It's a different movement. It's not movement, though. It counts as something else. So he would have to stride there for his first action. Second action, tumble through. Third
let's see.
action...
Stab.
Tumble through says you stride. And during this movement, you can try to move through the space of one enemy.
Okay, so he's gonna start like doing like gymnastic backflips all the way over to...
I mean, that's the idea, right? You move up to your stride speed and dive through one enemy during that movement.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point, yeah.
So I think that's what it's reflecting. So
Yeah, let's do that.
It's like run and
So make an
dive.
acrobatics just to dive.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you're diving through this guy.
That's a 17.
Wait, so it's his
So-
reflex DC. So
Is-
his reflex is...
Yeah, and then you just add 10 to whatever his reflex is.
You tied his reflex.
Meter beat?
So tie... Yeah, I mean, that right? Meter beat, so you go through.
I don't know, I just said that.
That's how it is in 5e.
Okay,
I'm
so
sure it's the same here.
success against... Yeah, you meet it. Like if you meet someone's AC,
Gotcha.
you hit them,
Right,
right?
yeah,
So-
you hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you move through that one space is difficult terrain,
Yep.
but that's fine. You run, you dive over. Like you describe it, Rick, for Halrizian. What does this look like?
So you see him shake his hair back out of his face, and he goes running, striding forward, and he dives kind of between both Cairo and the thing, and he tumbles, somersaults quickly, and then swings back with his rapier on guard, and he says, "On guard, dirty dog," and he stabs him.
Okay, it is flat-footed thanks to the flanking.
Cairo goes, it's not a dog, it's a lizard person. It's a kobold."
Everything.
Everything's a
yeah.
dog.
So-
All right, flat-footed,
Rapier attack.
17,
Oh,
19.
I see a 9. No?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's-
it is a 9.
That's a natural. It was a natural too.
Yeah,
But
sorry, the 9 misses. You looked really cool as you say this, and you deliver your like coup de grace line, and then you miss.
It looks so good though.
I think it gets caught in the little bars of the cage next to you, and your rapier gets like caught up a little bit and just swings wild. So that's you still have one action left.
That was a feint. On guard.
All right, do the second one.
Hey!
27.
Let's go.
Was that with the minus? You didn't? Did you roll with the second attack one? So I had the -5.
Oh no, I didn't.
So that's
So
a
we subtract
20.
5
22.
from that. So it'd be a 20 then, right?
And then 20 total.
Yeah. So the 20 does hit. So that's 8 pierce. It's not a crit. So it's 8 piercing plus your sneak attack.
2.
Okay. 10 damage. That's enough to finish him off.
Yay!
That was a feint. See how it works?
Impressive.
Yeah. Did everyone
Impressive.
believe that it was a feint? Is the question.
No, not at all.
That's very graceful of you.
Ezra's politely clapping.
So, you've managed to dispatch the kobolds, leaving yourself in this like sort of locked storage room, along with this heavy-duty cage type thing that looks like it has a locked door. There's like a padlock on it that the kobolds are trying to get on. To confirm your suspicions, you look over the kobolds, and they are definitely covered. They definitely have a bunch of dried fish on their persons, so there's no doubt that these people were in the basement of the fishery taking fish.
Cairo spits on their corpses and then goes over the door to do a perception check.
Okay, so you want to like do a search of the room?
Just
Go ahead.
well, no, I'm gonna listen at this door because they said their boss was up there.
Right, yeah. Give me that perception check. So you're spending this time listening and like looking for worries. The one thing you definitely notice, even though these kobolds have dried fish on them, clearly the amount of fish they have on them does not match the amount of fish that's missing, and so it's not all the fish here, right? Okay, so Cairo is during this exploration, right? Cairo is like listening at the door and watching for any sort of danger and just keeping an eye on things up there. And with a 19 perception, it sounds pretty quiet on the other side of that door. You don't hear any movement, any talking, anything that would make you think that anyone's coming, but you sit and listen for a while just to make sure. So that would be Cairo's sort of exploration action, would be like searching. What would everyone else like to do? Or not searching, listening at the door for any sort of danger.
I would like to continue defending.
Okay.
Kyra's
You
gonna
just-
point to the door and be like, "Someone should try and get that open. They seem pretty interested."
Okay, let me have a look. Move out of the way, big man.
No, the one.
Yeah, so this is
This one down here, the one they were trying to open. He
I-
points
I-
to the gate.
I thought you were trying to. Oh, this one over here. Oh,
Yeah, to the south.
so
to
you're
this-
not listening to it from all the way over there?
On my screen, I'm up at the top door listening to the
ping-
top room, and I'm
Mm.
pinging
He
the
keeps
southern
pinging.
door,
I see.
pointing with my finger. That's Cairo pointing, but it just makes like this weird red ripple effect in the world. It's really weird.
I did
It's
not
a-
see
it's
the
a Claire
door
thing.
above you.
Yeah, so as you walk here, right, you see this like heavy duty cage, and beyond there looks to be like barrels and crates. This is definitely what the kobolds were so interested in getting in. And this is where like the game freezes and it pops up and like, did you know that some characters can try to use their thievery skills to unlock locked doors? Try now by accessing your lockpick in your inventory.
I will do that with my thievery.
Yeah, so there is a thievery check, and I'm assuming your character probably has lock picking thieves tools like in your inventory, right?
In my inventory, I do.
If you don't, then that would be pretty sad.
I do not have that in my replacement picks. Yes, 3 sets.
Yeah, so there's replacement picks. So yeah, so like anytime like you get a critical fail, you'll actually replacement picks. Like if you try to pick a lock and fail, then you have to pull out one of your replacement picks to kind of replace it in your tool set. And underneath soap, for some reason you have soap picks. So you have soap extended. Underneath soap is your thieves tools.
Soap is important, guys. I don't know why y'all are so weird about soap.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, you definitely have thieves tools. So, why don't you give us a thieves tools check? It's like everyone stop. This is like you crack your knuckles. This is why thieves are brought along to like open lock things. So, give us a thieves tool check. Is there just a thieves tool check on it? Oh, thievery as a skill. There you go. No issue whatsoever. Click. You pop open that like lock. It's definitely like 20 years out of date. It's not going to keep you out. Slide the padlock out, and you get access to the room. And so, yeah, if anyone Valerie's standing there just like super scared with the shield up defending. Cairo's like listening at the door. Still, nothing seems to be coming. Cairo, Ezran, like he gets it open. What are you doing in this time?
Ezran's kind of keeping an eye on Cairo to see that if he has a reaction to basically a room filled with dried fish.
Okay.
Oh no,
Or
no,
what she
dear.
assumes is a room full of dry fish.
Dear, I am so full right now. In fact, Valerie and Ezra, I see you're both kind of hurt. I'd like to try and patch up your wounds if you don't mind.
I can say no to it. Thank you very much.
So
I
I've got
suppose.
a healer's tools in my kit, and I would like to heal them both with a medicine check.
Is that's using the treat wounds skill,
Yeah,
right?
Let's scroll down and look at it. Medicine, it looks like. Oh, it doesn't look like either of them have. Oh, trained medicine, because I am trained in it. So that would be under medicine, trained medicine action.
Treat wound.
Yep. So you spend 10 minutes treating one person. You choose yourself if you want. Use a healer's tools to do so. You can only do this once per hour, even if multiple people try to treat them. Okay, so looks like a DC 15 medicine check.
15 medicine check, yeah. And so does it say how many charges your healer's kit has?
No. No, because it's not a kit. They're just my tools. They're something I have as a priest.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's all it says.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't say like it runs out or anything like that.
It's just
So,
what I do, baby.
yeah. So go ahead and make the. So it's just 10 minutes of time per person you're doing, right? So if you're gonna heal both of them, there's gonna be like 20 minutes of time where you guys are sitting down here, which is ticking down. Like for instance, the Valerie's like special power. I think it's the only real like time thing going on right now.
Val's using a special power right now.
The water
The
streak.
bowl.
Oh, how
1
long
hour
is-
of.
Oh,
It's 1 hour.
I guess I will look at Val and say, "Do you want to?" I mean, I don't have to do this if we're on a time limit.
We've been between like drinking the bowl, getting down and getting into this room, rendezvousing and having the combat. We've probably had like 10 minutes, so you still have like 50 minutes on your sort of timer. And if you do this, it would still be half an hour, so it's still got some time. But I'll leave that up to you guys, right?
I mean, considering that they did mention that there's a meteor boss that they have somewhere in here, I really wouldn't mind, being patched up.
All right, then I'll try Valerie first.
Okay. Medicine check. Just don't critically fail.
Hurt me more.
Yeah, like literally, if you critically fail, you deal a D8 damage.
Oh my god.
All right, I will try not to critically fail.
Yeah, I'll put this in chat because it's funny.
That's a 25, so that's a critical success.
The critical success.
4d8.
Yeah, 48.
Wow.
But I mean, you can just.
Back to full.
Yeah. Okay. And then you're going to take 10 minutes on
So
Ezrin
that's
as well.
10 points of healing.
Thank you, Cairo and Seren Ray.
That's a 19.
You rolled 10 on 48?
Yeah, it was low rolls. It was
Jeez.
three threes and a 1.
So yeah, so that's a success. So that's 2d8.
2d8
and,
to Ezrin.
And you lose the wounded condition there.
Yay! Oh, that's quite kind of you, Cairo.
Okay. And
eight
so
points of healing.
as they're doing as they're doing that, Halrizian, you help yourself into this little storage room and you're kind of going through stuff. Most of the crates and stuff, it's like old spoiled food and stained, tattered cloth that's been like eaten away by moths over time, which is kind of like unfortunate. There doesn't seem to be anything super exciting. And then you open like the last sort of crate and your eyes go wide as you find one is full of treasure.
Ooh.
Can I
Is your-
sleight of hand that?
Oh, you want to sleight of hand it? Well, everyone is pretty busy getting healed on the other side of the room.
Wow. Really?
First, let me describe what you see.
Good to know we got
and then-
that kind of member in our party.
They're
I
like
know,
a
right?
passive perception type of thing.
Pretty much, yeah. And we'll see. There is a thing about like taking something without being noticed. That's a skill. So what you see is a one of them contains like a small like pile of treasure, like almost it's like in the bottom of the spoiled food. You see like a chest, and as you like look in and open it, there's the chest seems full of like silver pieces, as well as there's a gold ring, and also like wrapped up in a cloth, like just underneath the chest, like surrounded by gross rotting thing in these tattered cloths. It looks like a very nice short sword.
Okay. I'd like to put the ring on without taking it out of the barrel. And I would like to bring out the treasure chest and the short sword.
Okay, so let's look at the actions again, because I believe there's an action specifically for taking something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's look, and you are a subtle.
So you're
subtle-
treating your party as enemies according to this feat. Good to know.
Good to know. Now you know where he stands.
Okay, so
Stands
the
here.
diversion is you bringing out the The sword in
the sword in the
chest.
Right, and then trying to
Ah.
like subtly get the ring. Okay, so under what is it? Under stealth, there is an action called. No, I guess it's not stealth.
I bet it's under thievery.
Mm-hmm.
It would be under
Probably.
thievery, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Steal, right?
Steal, yeah, right there.
So yeah, under thievery,
You
use
make a
thievery
thievery
to steal
check.
items without being noticed. So
Roll
yeah,
it.
so
21. Yeah, that beats all of us, even with your
Damn.
feet.
Dang.
I'm trying to see if there yeah, so there's no critical successes or failures. It's just, nobody it's mostly meant to like steal off somebody's like person.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I think it's pretty hard. They're doing their thing. You come around and you bring out this chest and this nice short sword and put it down. So you get the ring. It's a very rogue thing to do. The ring's worth 5 gold, so you can mark that down as like a treasure item in your possession. And as he brings the chest out and you guys look inside of it, there's actually 200 silver pieces inside.
Damn, let's divvy that up.
Not a bad little haul. As well as a magical sword that very shortly, as you know, I'm assuming you just put out a detect magic cantrip. It's definitely magical.
Yep.
We want to split up this treasure. I'd like to keep this short sword if that is okay.
I mean, it's magical, but I think man, I keep forgetting to do his voice. It's definitely magical. You might want to have Ezra in here check it to make sure it's not cursed or something.
That is a very good point, and I hand Cairo the treasure and hand Ezrin as I bow hilt first towards her. short sword.
Cairo, noticing that Ezrin's still holding the other sword, takes it and puts it back in his belt because he was holding it before, and then starts counting out silver pieces one at a time to everybody in the party. So that'll be 50 silver pieces to each of you to put into your inventory.
That's going to take some more time to count them out one at a time.
I'm just kidding.
But sitting here and spending time to like understand the magical of this object will also take 10 minutes, right? It's like it does say it takes 10 minutes to understand the magic of something, I think.
Well, I mean, I can test it out next time we find the lizard men, and I will let you know how it performs if we are in a hurry.
Yeah, I'll tell you this for now.
But I suppose it'll do.
So you're not sure if it's cursed or not, but what I will say for purposes of your character sheet is you can basically add a +1 short sword to your inventory. So here's the interesting thing about how magical items work in Pathfinder that's different than 5th edition, right? In 5th edition, if I give you a +1 longsword, that means it has +1 to all your to hit rolls and also +1 to all your damage rolls, right? In Pathfinder, 2nd edition, a +1 short sword, the +1 only applies to the attack roll, not the damage roll. So this +1 short sword,
Interesting.
when you add it to your sheet, Rick, just change the stat so it has an extra +1 bonus to hit, but not any on the damage.
Not really sure how that works.
Me neither. Good call.
So
Maybe just use your regular short sword and we'll just add 1 to it. Your 2 hits.
Well, you could edit that. You should be able to edit that macro, right?
Oh yeah, you can edit your weapon attack on your character.
Let's
sheet.
see. Actually, magic items, weapons.
Man, yeah, 10 minutes. It takes 10 minutes.
So this is the +1 weapon. It says +1 weapon is more accurate. It grants you a +1 item bonus to attack rolls you make with it. And so, the flip side is like there is a weapon property called striking, which I'll share here just so you see it. So a striking weapon, if you had a short sword striking +1, that would be +1 to the damage rolls it does.
gotcha.
Well, that's not what it says here. It says striking weapon. It deals 2 dice.
Okay, because this is a
damage
striking
instead of
weapon
one.
+1.
Ah,
Right.
Okay, that's a
So
difference.
if it's the striking tag gives you Actually, that's a good point. It doesn't deal +1 to the damage. It doubles the dice it does.
Yeah, because my magic weapon, if I cast magic weapon on somebody's weapon, it doubles the amount of dice they roll.
Right. So if you had a striking short sword, it would deal 2d6 damage when you hit. If you had a +1 striking short sword, it would also deal 2d6 damage when it hits, but it would have +1 to the attack rolls. So that's how magic items work here. There's like layers, like tags that get added to it, right?
Yeah, so a striking dagger would do 2d4 instead of 1d4.
Right. And a striking torch would deal 2d4 +1 fire.
Jeez, why don't we just all have striking torches? We would just be doing way better.
Right. So it's like an interesting thing. So does that look like it's adding an extra +1 there?
No.
No, it's like stuck at 4, which is
All
0.
right, let me look. Let's look at your character sheet. I haven't really looked at this before. So I see you added the short sword +1 to your inventory, right?
Yep. And to my held items, but not really sure how to equip it.
Right. This is a Roll20 thing that I'm not super sure. I think it doesn't. So let's see.
You know, I can add extra.
So if we edit this, if we look at the short sword, right? And so if we say, for instance, it says 1d0. What's up with that?
I think when I edited it, it went to 1d0.
Okay. So it should be a d6, right?
Yes. I can't edit that.
So 1d6, and then I guess where the item is, do we add a 1? Does that change?
Yeah, I don't see the plus in the 2 attacker there. It's just 7 + 8 + 0 + 0.
Come on, Roll20. Why aren't you more intuitive?
Yeah, this is not a Pathfinder 2e thing, just so everyone's aware, viewers
Oh,
and
this
everybody.
is totally a roll.
This is a Roll20 thing.
So that's temporary damage, other additional damage, crit. Yeah, how do you...
Is it maybe d6 +1?
I think it's doing it. So right now, right? Right now it's if I just took off the +1 I added, and now it's doing. See how it says like it says T +7 under your short sword. So if I expand it, I'm just gonna call it short sword +1 here.
Mm-hmm.
Under this like item where it says item and it says 0, if I add a 1, that 7 becomes an 8. So now I think it's doing a +8 to your rolls. Yeah, so I think that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yep.
So that's how you do it. It's under the item box. That's how you fill in what the bonus is.
Oh, that's so where it says item.
Mhm.
Okay, good to know. Roll20, y'all.
Yeah. If you had like, so a lot of the character sheets have like drag and drop support, so you could have like a +1 short sword, drag and drop it on your character sheet, and it would just populate. But I don't think it's like the character sheets don't have like that character mancer feature yet. It's coming, but it's not fully functional yet, I think.
Very cool, man.
Okay. Well, so you guys each took 50 silver, right?
Mhm.
The chest that it's in, this little like wooden, it's not like a full chest, it's just like this little wooden thing. That chest is worthless, but you can keep it if you want to like store stuff in it. And yeah, you guys have spent about 20 minutes or so here going through all this, and so far nothing's come to bother you guys.
Don't
Valerie,
like
do you get tired holding your shield ready for that long? Do you finally give up and just like take a break?
I did. I actually sat down right next to the door.
Just sat there.
We should
Yeah.
we should go in and meet this big boss of theirs.
Should we
Sure.
sneak ahead?
Hal, why don't you try opening the door and we'll back you up.
Okay, let me check if there's anything nefarious about this door, and I will search for traps.
Yep, and I think that is just part of perception, right?
Yeah, there's no like separate investigation thing.
Right. So go ahead and just give me a straight perception check.
It's interesting how we're still playing like 5e because in 2e, Hal doesn't roll it. You do.
It's true. Like really, I should be rolling all this stuff so you guys don't know what your results are. But that also takes some. There's also some discussion online about that, like if that's the better way to play or not, because that's a lot less rolling for the players. You know what I mean? Like people like to play these games so they can roll. If I'm
Yeah.
rolling everything and you guys aren't, then that almost takes it out of your hands. But
Yeah,
at the same time,
when we play
you know
2E,
I rolled a
there
natural one.
Yeah,
I'm not too worried about you guys.
when we play 2E, it was always like those percentages, and the player would always just roll it.
Mm-hmm. Like in the book, it calls out secret rolls that the DM makes that the player is not sure the results for. And in some cases, I may do that, but for this, I think it's better to have you roll it than me roll for each one of you guys.
I don't think we'll meta it. I don't find nothing, so
Yeah,
I
no.
will try to open.
Does not look trapped whatsoever. You slide the door open. It's not locked.
Do you do it stealthily or are you just opening it?
I will just open.
Yeah, you like open it and like you. I'm assuming you at least you're not just gonna kick open the door. You're a little stealthy about it, but
I'm
you
not.
open it. What?
I'm not gonna kick it open, but I will
Right.
open it.
It opens quietly, and as it opens, it's like a dark tunnel, and the only light that goes in is like the light from like the torch behind you that goes into the hallway, and yeah, the hall looks to go straight. Like if Valerie, you might want to move over a little bit, like get behind Hal, so the light kind of goes down the hallway because he can't see in very far.
Oh,
otherwise.
that reminds me, Ezrin dear, could you pick up the torch that you dropped on the ground so that
Oh,
way?
yeah, I got it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So you can see here, this hallway goes about 15 feet up, and at the end of the hall, there's just a door. It just seems like a very small sort of hallway with a door on each end.
Should I go
Definitely.
forward?
Definitely no kobold boss that you can see.
I will
Going forward.
detect magic
Okay.
as we move
So-
forward.
Okay. So what's your guys' marching order going to be?
And then Hal just like 40 feet behind us.
that seems to be the standard marching order. Okay, so you guys are like kind of going in, and then Hal's in the back, and like the edges of the shadow, just kind of keeping up with you guys. Okay, so so Valerie, Ezrin, and Cairo, can you guys all make? You're doing the detect magic, and there's no magical ping that comes up. But can you guys all roll a perception check for me?
$16 for Cairo.
Yeah, and you were also concentrating on detect magic, so you probably wouldn't. Like I asked for one, but if you concentrate on that, you probably wouldn't actively go in.
That's
17 from
natural
Valerie.
too.
6. Yeah, that's not very good, Ezrin, but you're in the back, so it's not a big deal. So everyone's, you're pretty certain you don't see anything, and you get to the end of the hall, and like you get to the door, right? And as you get there, you step on a pressure plate, Valerie, and like the floor tile moves a little bit, and it goes click, and then like suddenly like you look up and you can see like this stone ceiling that's above you guys. You can see now that each one of these stones is like loose and hanging from like a rope, and all 3 of the stones like release at the same time.
Nice.
And drop right at each one of you. So the game pauses, and the pro tip says traps can be detected if the hero has a high enough perception roll. In this case, you did not notice the trap and will suffer the consequences. And so
Damn,
in this
you let
case,
us get all the way into the hallway, but man, you are a mischievous DM before we
Yeah,
were able to make that check.
yeah, you guys for your marching order, you gave me those 3 and Hal in the back. So yeah, I am a mischievous DM. So here's the way this trap works. The trap itself is making it. The trap makes an active attack roll against each one of you.
Okay.
So it's it has a plus D8. So I'm gonna go down the line. So against Valerie, That's a 16.
Misses.
Okay. Very good. Against Cairo, it's a
Yeah.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. And against Ezrin, that's a 14.
Does not hit.
Wow, Ezrin gets out of the way.
It's because I was detecting magic. I didn't notice.
And so, yeah, you're like, huh? Crack.
Right
Well,
in the
that
side of
rock
my
was
head.
not magical, but it really hurt. Yeah. So then it's like, saying like disabling trap awards experience.
I disabled it with
Like
my
no, it's
head.
the protest is disabling or surviving a trap provides experience either way. So first of all, take 8 experience each for surviving the trap.
Wait, we didn't add experience
Secondly,
for killing the kobolds.
yeah, 40 experience for the kobolds.
And then how many
Also,
for the trap? 8?
8 for the trap, 40 for the kobolds, and I'm going to throw in an extra 10 for the lock picking that Halrizian did.
Noise.
188. Whoa!
You'd only need 1,000 to level up. Not bad.
We're so close.
Why do I
So
only
as
have
as
one
the rocks fall and like slam on you guys and like hurt you, and you guys are like rubbing your head, we're gonna cut to a quick break. Let's. It's 9 o'clock, so let's just take a quick 1 hour break.
Wow.
Wow, I can't
Nice.
believe I said that. That's how
Mhm.
tired I am. 1 hour break. We'll see you next week. No, 5-minute break. Grab a drink, stretch your legs, whatever you need to do. Let's come back in 5 minutes, and we're gonna see what the next rooms have to offer. So
Cool.
don't go anywhere. Stay there, and we'll see you guys soon. Welcome back from our quick break. Thank you to Drowsword1 who followed during that break. We love you guys. Follow. If you haven't followed yet, just click it. What does it cost you? It costs you a second to look down and click, and you get to see your name forever on the screen until the next person clicks it. All right. So we've managed to step into the hallway and trigger the traps, which release the giant boulders upon you guys and smash it into the ground.
You know, Val, Lass, and Ezrin, dear. I'm not gonna feel good. I don't feel too good about going this way anymore. And it might be the stone that hit my head.
It could be. They look very heavy.
We
Oh,
had a
yes.
discussion during the
I'm
break about
aware.
experience. So I got the experience wrong. It was actually 80 experience, not 40 for the previous room. So they all corrected that. They got their mastery rate. But we pointed out the fact that when you're playing a game that gives you experience for killing stuff, skipping rooms just costs you experience.
Yeah, we should go check out that other room, you know? I have a feeling.
Yeah, you guys want to go back and check out the other room?
Which one? The one that was barricaded.
Yeah, you can go ahead and feel free to move your tokens back that way. We're backtracking places we've already been, so we're relatively sure that it's safe. And there's, I'm telling you, there's nothing going to happen to you and walk back that few minutes, other than it takes a little bit of time. So you get back to this room. I'll describe it again to you. So this room, the passageway underneath the streets of Otari appears to be mostly natural, but someone or something has worked to open the cavern and level out the floor, making the passage easily traveled. A crude barricade made from old wooden planks and a part of a barrel blocks the entrance to a side tunnel, while the main passage continues off to the gloom. So you've already gone down the main passage. Now you've backtracked to this side thing. It looks like there's just a bunch of wood and barrels, and it's making this like makeshift barricade into the room.
Cairo leans against the wall. I feel like this is a you thing, Val.
All right, I'm going to woman handle this barricade. I'm gonna hit the crap out of it.
Yeah, you just want to start bashing the wood. You have your
not even
longsword.
gracefully. I'll just show my brute strength.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. So like as you're like in the middle of the swing, right? And you get your sword up and you go to swing it, and like there's a pause as the bubble pops up and it says, sometimes you can approach things with stealthy tactics, which will prevent people from hearing you further into the cave. Otherwise, brute force can sometimes solve your problems. Press OK to continue, and you press OK, and then the swing, you smash into the wood, and you start chopping, and it makes a bunch of noise. But like, I'm not even gonna make you roll. You tear through this wood. It's old. It's kind of rotting and decayed, but it makes a racket while you're doing it. And like all of you guys in this quiet kind of under cavern, you just hear the loud noise echoing in. Whatever was up ahead, presumably, if there is something up ahead, there's no longer like a stealth sort of approach, you know what I mean? But you get it down, no problem.
Yeah, I looked through the skills. There's nothing like moving barricades on there, even under athletics. So
it not like in any of those things, but like in here in this thing, it says there are two ways a hero can take apart the barricade. They can easily destroy the barrier with their weapons, but this makes a great deal of noise. And other stuff you don't know about. And then secondly, it says they can try to take the barricade apart quietly, and it asks for me to have you guys roll either a crafting or thievery check to do it very quietly.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
okay.
Crafting. I had that.
that's the thought in your head as you're smashing this to pieces.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, I have crafting.
That also comes from the
man.
fact that like we as D&D players under the skills, like we're all so intimately familiar with those, we know how to apply those to different situations, but we don't know this set yet. So like crafting, we see that there, but we don't know what that means or how to use it because we just don't have the experience.
Right. Yeah, if you would have been like, can we try to take it apart, then we could have gone into that. But you specifically said, I'm just going to bash the crap out of it, which I appreciate. I love that. So anyways, you bash it apart, and that allows you access to a sort of down-sloping tunnel that goes down that way. So as we're moving down into now, we're going back into like unexplored territory. You guys can tell me your exploration actions.
I'll be detecting magic.
I'll be looking for tracks to see if anything has gone this way.
Okay. Okay.
I turn around. Hal. I don't know. It was super loud. I have a feeling that if anything's down there, it's gonna be prepared and waiting for you. So, just be aware. You can get out in front of us, but they might be prepared to just attack anything that comes down there. And I don't want you to be by yourself. But you are your
Yeah.
own man. You are your own man. If you want to go ahead, I can't stop you.
Yeah, so I will say, like, just looking at some of like the exploration activities, right? Like, if so last time you were standing really far back, Hal, and I let you roll like a stealth check. But I was looking at some of these things. I noticed like there is like avoid notice as like an exploration activity, which allows you to start the next combat with like perception, like stealth check. So if you want to like do that, then you should probably be spending your exploration activities like avoiding notice, right?
You let him roll stealth for initiative last time, so
I
we
did,
actually
yeah. And then
did
I
it, yeah.
realized that like to do that, you probably need to actually be taking the avoid notice action. But that's fine. It's just that's a different action that you're taking, right? As well as there's this scouting thing. So like last time you guys tried scouting, you scouted ahead, and you didn't do a very good job, and the spider noticed you. But like when I was reviewing the scouting thing, all it says is like you basically go in front of the party and lead into the next room, and everyone gets that +1 initiative bonus, regardless of if you fail or not. You know what I mean? Like
Oh.
it just gives the whole group a +1 bonus if you're using the scout action. So just pointing that out, they're kind of things that can help you guys going into rooms. So now that we cleared that up, let's go back. We're doing detect magic for Cairo
Yes, sir.
and for Valerie.
I will continue defending.
Okay, I mean that seems reasonable. And for Ezrin,
Scouting, survival, right?
yeah, scouting. So like the interesting thing is like scouting just says you scout outside the group, moving at half speed while looking for danger. So you're just you just be leading the group into the next room, and everyone's gonna get a +1 if there's into combat.
Ezrin's leading. Wow.
Or
And-
or tracking. I think that's what I meant.
Okay, tracking, because tracking lets you try to like see if there's any tracks to find, right?
Oh.
But you won't get the +1 to the initiative.
I think everyone's gonna be okay.
Okay, so give me a survival check as you're tracking for any sort of tracks through this way. And Hal, okay, so yeah, so go ahead and give me that. Yeah, just give me like your perception check as you're moving through this area. No magic from you, Cairo. No secret doors that Hal finds, and oddly, past this barricade, Ezrin, there doesn't appear to be. You don't notice a single track down here. Almost like no one's been here in a while. Like the kobold activity has been very easy to follow back and forth through the main tunnels. Here, it looks to be undisturbed.
Interesting.
Okay, and so what's your marching order? So Valerie's got the shield up leading into this room.
Kyra's right behind.
Yep. Okay. And Ezrin and Hal.
Roll 20 just
Ezrin.
freaked out on me a little bit.
Ezrin runs away.
Ah! Okay, so beyond the barricade, an old cavern corridor winds down into the earth, ending in an ancient burial vault lit by a strange torch with a blue flame. Do you guys see light in the room? I'm guessing it's there. I had to add light on some of the other tokens, so I'm not sure.
It's hard to tell because Val usually just lights everything up.
Yeah. How deep
Let's see.
into
Oh,
this
yes,
room can
yeah,
we go?
Yeah, there's light.
Okay, yeah. Just stop at the entrance for now.
Okay.
Okay. So
Oh,
alcoves line the walls, each one containing a rotten wooden coffin, while the center of the room has a raised platform holding a stone sarcophagus. And let's see. So because you guys made a lot of noise coming in here, pro tip, like, you know, the game pauses, like making noise sometimes alerts enemies to be ready for you. So standing, they've already like pushed the lids off their coffins and stuff, and they're already standing at attention. There are on the edge of the room here, there are 4 skeletons that are like standing in their coffins, and up on this sort of main coffin in the center, a giant zombie-like creature. So, Ezra, are you
back
actually
up.
in the room? I think Ezra would be
Yeah.
behind a
Yeah,
little bit
I would
because
not. I would
no.
you know where moms, like when something bad happens in a car or someone's like not hitting their brakes and the mom puts the arm out to protect the kid in the seat next to them. Cairo
Right.
does that with his arm, and she
Puts the
goes
hands
to
like,
walk in
stop,
front of
stop,
because
stop.
he sees the
Whoa.
zombies and the skeletons.
Okay, and as we move in here, everyone give me an initiative roll using perception. Let me clear it.
Okay.
Except
I
for
thought I
Hal.
cleared. No, Hal took the search action, so he would do a perception.
Oh, okay, good point.
I'm adjusting my rulings as I learn the rules more.
Right. Oh, cool. Natural 2. Yeah, that's nice.
Wow, we got low initiatives. Ooh, Ezrin.
The dice giveth the dice taketh away.
Oh,
Of course,
look
Hal
at
gets
that.
another nat 20.
Wow, you're
Well-
like the nat 20 master.
He actually got a 13. He had to roll twice.
Oh man. Yeah, did everyone else select their token? They did. Congratulations. Also, don't forget about hero points. Also, God, we're like 2 hours in. I haven't even gotten any more hero points, but you guys haven't spent any, so I don't feel so bad. Actually, I'm gonna retroactively give a hero point to Hal for that awesome dive move, because that was cool. So you should have 3, right? Okay, so Ezrin, you are the first to react.
Oh god.
These undead seem to be like in this like barricaded off crypt. Maybe now you know why it was barricaded.
Okay, so the rules for shooting through your allies is that it takes like a -2 from your thing, right?
I believe that's what it is. It's like concealment or something. Actually, it's probably in. I was like Googling it, but it's probably in these rules, right? So, like, combat. Is there a section on combat actions? Sidebars, combat guide. No, basic actions. Huh. I'm just gonna say yes for now. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, though.
All right. I am going to hit this guy, zombie thing over here.
The guy
with-
standing in the coffin right in the center.
Mhm. I'm gonna
Okay.
hit it with the Ray of Frost.
Go for it.
16.
16. Even shooting through your allies and over Cairo's head, because you're kind of raised a little bit, because you're on, you know, it's going down into this room and you're kind of behind them a little bit. And thanks to the fact that this giant, or this blue torch is like lighting up the room and putting this thing in full vision, you blast it with your Ray of Frost and it hits it.
Neat. That's 8 cold damage.
Nice. It is not a critical hit, unfortunately, but you hit it for 8 cold damage.
And I'm gonna stride back.
Okay. All right.
And that's my turn.
Halristian.
Let's go ahead and sneak up.
Okay.
Want me to roll stealth here?
So you're not hidden right now, right? Because you were not moving silently in your
Correct.
exploration actions. So you would still need to start by you're hidden enough from them that you can take the hide action as your first action.
All right. I'll do that. 23.
I just went one second. I wanted to check. Okay. No, the zombie's not immune or like resistant to cold. So yeah. So you use your first action to like make yourself really quiet and hide. So now you're hidden. No problem.
And I will.
And what do you want to do from here?
Sneak up.
Okay. So you can move up to half your movement speeds. And make another stealth check to keep your hidden. Actually, at this point, yeah. Yep. Really sneaky.
I'm not sure I want to go any further.
Okay.
So
You definitely see the zombie like lit up standing on the sarcophagus, right?
maybe ready an attack if they come within range.
Okay.
If my party decides to run.
Do you not have like a range attack or something, like a dagger you could throw? Or you don't want to like blow your sneak?
Range is dagger. No, I don't want to. Because I'd have to go in and get it.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so you're just holding an action in case it comes near you.
Yeah.
No problem. Actually, I realized like Hal and Valerie, you guys tied, so between the two of you, you could choose who goes first. So I don't know if it's better for Valerie to go first and not. But anyways, you guys can let me know if you want me to switch your order because it's up. If the players tie, they choose who goes in what order.
Oh, I thought it was like a dex thing still.
No, and actually the interesting thing, if monsters tie heroes, the monsters always go first. Okay, so Valerie.
Okay, so heading in, I was defending. Does that mean I have the race shield benefit right now?
You do.
You
do.
did now, right? It's like Race Shield lasts until the start of your turn, so now that your turn comes, you'd have to do it again, right?
Yeah,
Got
it was
it.
just so
if they like
went
ambush
before
you or something, you'd have it ready. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And
got it.
and Kyra's gonna say, Les, please don't just run to the room as you have done each time because there are so many enemies. Please just let's hold the doorway here. Thank you.
Okay, I will. Wow, where did that accent come from? Hang on. Where do I see if it's a two-handed thing again?
I think it would say probably say like two-handed in the weapon like attributes. I don't actually know.
Looking at it, I can't see. Because for my short bow, I mean, I'm assuming it's a two-handed thing.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah.
Whew, should
Yeah,
I?
you'd have to put out your shield. You can
Yeah.
also, I
You
assume,
could drop you'd have to drop your sword and your shield to the ground in order to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just a reminder, you can ready an action just like in D&D. So you could just
Oh.
like ready an attack after putting up your shield, so when someone comes up, they can attack
Okay.
you.
Got it. All right. So I will do that. I will raise my shield and I will ready an attack with my longsword the minute someone gets in range.
Perfect. Okay. So you got your shield up, your sword ready, but you're staying put. Perfect. Are there any other one action things you can take? Probably not. Like there's like is there such a thing as like a dodge action? I guess. I don't know. That's an interesting thought process. Okay. Well, up first, or not first, but up first for the enemies is this zombie shambler. So you watch as it. Let's see, because it gives me sort of like strategy. So it says like this is how they do it. No, they're just they just kind of stumble forward. So the zombie has a stride of 25 feet, so it's not super fast. So it goes 5, 10. So it like lumbers forward, uses 20 feet of its movement to get right in front of you, which would trigger your opportunity attack that you ready.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you can do up to 3 actions on your turn, like 3 attacks. But you can only ready a single attack
Right.
action.
Okay, so 15 hits. It's not a crit. So that's 6 slashing damage, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me see. So, like as you make the connect and as you slice through the zombie, there's like a pause, and it says some enemies have weaknesses to damage. These zombie shamblers have a weakness of slashing 5, and so take an extra 5 points of damage whenever
nice.
slashing connects.
Ooh.
Amazing.
So you watch as this longsword cleaves even harder through this zombie than you would expect, and it actually does 11 points of slashing damage. It's just a flat 5 weakness. So what that means is anytime it takes damage from that type, it just adds 5 to it. It's not like double damage like D&D or anything like that. It's just a slashing 5 weakness. So that's cool. Unfortunately, it's still up. So
Boo.
it gets right into you, takes it, it's barely hanging on, and it like reaches out. Let's see. Okay, so it's gonna basically use its like fist attack. It's like reaching out and trying to grab at you, Valerie. So let's roll that attack.
Ooh.
That's
So
an
do I have-
8.
Do I have to roll against them? Or?
No, it's just an attack action, and as its attack action,
okay.
it's like grabbing at you and trying to hit you. It's doing that very traditional zombie, like climbing on top of you. It's trying to get you in its grab as it like hits you, right? Unfortunately, it misses you with an 8. Okay, that was its second action, and since zombies are super slow, they only get 2 actions on their turn. Cairo.
Ooh, interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, so zombies are one of these creature types that only have 2 actions a turn instead of 3 because they're, shambling zombies. Which is an interesting way to kind of model that sort of creature, right? Like, you don't have to necessarily give them a slower... Because I was like, whoa, they have a 25 movement speed. That's pretty fast for a zombie, but it's balanced by the fact it only has 2 actions, right? Okay.
I guess I'm just going to roll off of the character sheet because I forget what my bonus is for my scimitar. I'm going to take an attack.
All right. Scimitar, I think, also does slashing damage, right?
Cool. I love digital dice.
No.
10
Why
misses.
does
Sorry.
the dice on my screen say 19, but here it says 10?
It was, I think it rolled. So I'm looking at the roll, right? It says rolling 1d20, CS20, CF1.
It's really weird because I can see that it says a 6 there, but my 3D dice say 19 on the face.
I'm trying to parse this macro, right? So it says 1d20. Everyone knows that means 1d20. What would CS? Oh, crit strange 20, and then CF. I don't.
Crit fail and crit success?
Yeah.
Crit
very-
fail 1. Yeah, that's right.
But like it must have rolled like 2
I
dice
only-
and only showed you 1. I don't
I
know.
only have a +4. Weird. All right, I wouldn't have done that if I knew I had a +4. All right, second attack or
Yeah, it says
second
6
action.
+ 4. Okay, what are you doing with your second action?
I need a
Just
fortitude save.
Ooh.
So you target one undead creature.
Yep.
And it's just straight fortitude save.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is one of those basic saving throws, right? So you're gonna roll what is it, D6? D6
Yeah.
damage, right? And so the interesting thing with a save spell, right? So if there's 4 levels, right? Crit fail, succeed, and critical success. So if I crit fail, I take double damage. If I fail, I take full damage. If I succeed, I still take half damage. And if I critically succeed, I take no damage. So I need a fortitude saving throw from this guy. He gets a 21, which is a success, but because your
Still
DC
takes
is
half.
17, it's not a critical success. So he
Yeah,
does
so he
take
takes-
half.
2 points of positive energy damage.
That's what they call radiant here, positive.
Positive energy.
Yep. So you watch. So what is your disrupt undead cantrip look like?
Well, it's verbal and somatic. So I imagine that I'm just putting my shield down and grabbing my holy symbol and saying, Saren Ray, kill this undead.
And what shoots out of you? Does it shoot out of you? Does it rain from the heavens?
The holy symbol that I'm wearing around my neck starts to glow, and to everyone else it just has this like positive calming feeling, but to that undead right there it's painful.
You said it was 2 points of positive energy.
Yeah, but it was 4 total, but you saved, so it would be 2.
So 4. So here it's 4, and then it hits it, right? And it makes a save. So it says sometimes creatures can save for half damage. And then you hit OK, and then it moves 1 frame and it stops and says undead are traditionally weak to positive damage. So the 4, it's weak to, it has a 5 weakness to positive energy. So the 4 damage becomes a 9, and then it halves back to 4.
Okay, interesting.
And you kill the undead. You kill the zombie.
Beautiful.
So
And
not only
that-
did it have slashing weakness, it also had positive weakness.
Let's go.
And that's all my actions because it was a 1 action and a 2 action.
So, yep, that was 3. That brings up the skeletons get to go next. So let's look at these skeleton actions real quick. They have a speed of 30. Okay. So this one stumbles out of its thing. It's going to use a stride action to come up right next to you, Cairo. And then it's going to, it has like this like kind of like rusty little scimitar thing. And it's going to use its second action to scimitar at you. That's an 11.
Miss.
And then it's going to also use its scimitar for the second strike as well. 13.
Also a miss.
Okay. This skeleton up here uses its 25 feet of its strides forward and meets you, Valerie, and it's going to use its second action to scimitar strike you.
Okay.
That is a 25 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Okay, you raise your shield, right?
Yes.
So you can reduce the damage, right? How does the shield... Well, first of all,
If
do you
it's-
want to?
If it's raised, you can use your reaction to block a physical attack, reducing the total amount of damage by 5.
Oh, that's true, but you did use your reaction to opportunity attack, right? Or to like help your held action.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was. Yeah, after. Yeah.
So your shield's still raised, but you can't use your reaction to absorb the blow.
No.
So, I want to look up something real quick.
'Cause I believe I gain my reaction once I start my turn again.
Yeah.
hmm
Okay, so yeah, okay, so it does hit for 5 slashing damage. I'll just because like this thing, it has a scimitar, right? And it has forceful and sweep on it, which is that the same thing you had on yours?
Yeah, so forceful forceful just means that you're adding to the damage. Sweep is the one that allows you, so if he
You get
makes an
bonus
attack
attack.
against her and it hits, then he gets a bonus if he tries to hit me with his next attack.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. If he uses the second attack against you, then the sweeping comes into effect, right?
Yes.
So that would be, and the second. So the second attack gains a circumstance bonus to damage equal to the weapon damage dice.
hmm
Such a weird way to phrase it, but it makes sense. Okay, so if he attacks against you, he gets an extra +1.
Yep.
Also on top of the -5, so it really becomes a -4.
Yep.
Okay, so because he has the sweeping trait, he's going to do it against you, Cairo. That's what scimitars do. So it's a 9.
Miss.
Okay. Okay. And then this skeleton in the back corner up here, it raises this little like short bow and pulls this little arrow out of its thing, and it's going to take 3 strikes at Valerie.
3?
Yep, because it's one attack is 1 action, right? So he has 3 actions.
Oh, okay, got it.
So first attack, 12.
Misses.
It's also a
Sec-
minus because in melee with an ally.
Is that? I thought that was just a Pathfinder 1E thing.
I'll look it up. You
Is
keep
that
going.
a thing? Yeah. The second one was an 8.
Misses.
And the third one... Ooh, the third one was actually a natural 20, which takes it to a 16, which misses you, right? So it doesn't become a crit. So the way that, like, if you roll a natural 20 or a natural 1, a natural 20 increases the final step by 1 higher than what it was. So it turns it from a fail to a success, but not a critical success. So the natural 20 allows it. It does hit you, and you take...
Okay.
Actually, wait. Yeah, you take. I rolled. Yeah, so you take 8 piercing damage. No, sorry, 6 piercing damage. As the skeleton arrow finds its way into you.
Got it. I
All
look
right,
to
and
Cairo. Oh, they hurt.
yeah, and then this one here with his bow is going to take his 3 bow attacks at Cairo. So first one is a 12. Second one is it's actually a dirty 20.
That'll hit. Just a heads up. The one that was shooting at her is in the top right.
Mm-hmm.
She would have at least a +2 cover because she's like got that corner right there.
There's plus they're shooting through their own allies, so you guys definitely have the cover bonus from the people between you guys.
Yeah. So it's not shooting into melee that gives you the bonus. It's because we're getting cover from them
through allies. Right.
Yep.
Then they still hit because of the natural 20 on the last one. So
Yes.
this dirty 20, does that hit you? It would because you have 18, right?
Yep.
16 plus the 2 from the so you take 2 piercing.
Got it.
And then the third and final short bow attack, 13. Wow, that's pretty good considering it.
Yeah, the
He got
negative.
he got a 13 with a -10. He rolled a 17.
Good for him.
Okay, and that's all the skeletons. Ezrin.
All right. Just gonna do a good old-fashioned ray of frost on this guy right here.
Okay.
I will take the whatever debuff I get from shooting.
Yeah,
through
it'd be
Cairo.
-2.
Okay.
So it just has +2 to its AC. It's more like it's more of a AC bonus than like a minus on your roll, but
Got it.
equivalent.
15?
15 misses, unfortunately.
Can I use an action to pull out my crossbow?
Remember, we have hero points that we need to use.
I was about to lean on the mic
session,
and say,
guys.
"Yeah, hero
We
points."
have
Yeah,
19 minutes left in the
hero
session. We
points
need
each,
to
and there's like 20
use
minutes
these
left in
hero
our
points.
session.
Fuck it, I'll use a hero point.
Yes, thank you. Use the
Let's
freaking
go.
hero point. Thank you, Paizo, for this hero point. Brought to you.
Thanks, Paizo.
You can
Here-
make people re-roll stuff too.
This
Can
one
you?
for
Interesting. I didn't notice that.
Oh, we
Oh, I'll
can.
look it up. I'll look it up.
this one's for you, Paizo. 13. It got even worse.
Damn it, Paizo.
Thanks for nothing, Paizo.
Thanks, Paizo.
Oh my
No,
god.
okay, that misses.
All right.
These are a
and
little,
then-
these guys are a little more armored than the other ones because these
Okay.
guys, these skeletons are wielding. I guess they're just.
more
I don't. It
dexterous.
doesn't say what their armor actually is. It just says what their AC is. So
Yeah, it's your roll. It's your own roll.
okay. So So anyway, so your reroll did not help.
Yes.
So you still have one
Um,
action. You want to use an action to pull out a crossbow?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So you use your action to pull your crossbow out from your pack, and now you've got your crossbow in your hand.
Yep, that's my turn.
Okay. Halrusian.
Somehow, Rick, you need to use all 3 hero points because I think this is it.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna do that. I would like to sneak up here.
Okay. Yep. So make the stealth roll.
I'd like to use a hero point. Is that something I
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy.
You can use the hero point.
do? To re-roll my stealth, right?
Yep. First hero point down. Reroll that stealth.
Even better.
Oh my god.
Do I get to choose?
Paizo.
I'm checking. You must use the second result. Thanks for
Ouch.
nothing, Paizo. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, you actually so with a 10, like you're pretty sure he notices you. You're not. I mean, I'm not telling you for sure, but like you're pretty sure.
As head of marketing, I have to say that thank you, Paizo. We are grateful. Not thank you for nothing. Whatever Steve just said.
Right. It's just funny.
Yep.
Both rerolls have been lower. So
I
that's
will
still one
take-
action. So you still have 2 actions.
Don't I get an attack when I sneak?
Not as part of the.
Are you sure? I think it was as part of the sneak you get to make an attack.
I think it was as part of the sneak you get to stride. But if I'm wrong, I would be happy to be wrong. Let's see. Stealth, sneak. When you successfully hit someone using hide, you can sneak to move to another place.
Yeah, it's a
Stride up
move
to
action.
half. Yeah, stride up to half your feet. At the end of that, the GM rolls your stealth check and compares it against the perception
Gotcha.
DC. If you have standard cover the whole time, then you get +2 bonus to your stealth check. But nothing about the attack.
Very good.
There's a difference between move actions and attack actions.
Make
Right.
an attack at this creature.
Okay. So he is aware of you, but you can go ahead and make the attack. He's not flat-footed.
Actually, it was here.
Yeah. Well, you moved up there with the stride, right? With the sneak. So you can move wherever you want to move with your sneak, and then you roll the stealth at the end of the
Yeah.
sneak.
Is that a spot or no?
It is. Okay. Which puts you flanking with Valerie.
Yeah.
So now this thing is flat-footed against you.
Okay. I will take an attack at it with
Go
my
ahead.
short sword +1. 16.
16 hits. And you caught it flat-footed, so that triggers sneak attack.
6 piercing plus 6
Ooh.
piercing.
So you go in to pierce it, and then the thing freezes, and it says, some creatures have resistances to damage and will take less when hit by certain types of damage. This skeleton has piercing 5 resistance.
What?
So you like freeze, right? And like you go in and he's like a pile of bones, right? And you have this weapon that's all about like stabbing with the pointy end, and you're like piercing into it and trying to. Well, yeah. So interesting, right? So you didn't say that you weren't, but like it's piercing by default. So you try piercing it. It's resistant 5, so it takes 5 less damage than it would have because it's piercing. So you did 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it takes 5 less, so it still takes 8, which completely destroys it. It's dead.
7. All good.
Yes, 7. But an interesting note: this is where versatile weapons come in. So your short sword is a versatile with an S trait, right? So you can declare that you're using slashing damage instead of piercing when you make an attack if you'd like to do a different type of damage.
Wow. I will move away. Right away. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Go in, kill, pop out. Very cool. All right, Valerie.
I will wipe the blood off of my mouth and I will take a strike towards this zombie right in front of me with my longsword.
Skeletoness, actually, but
Skeletoness.
Hero point.
I'll spend a hero point to re-roll that.
Perfect. These are what these skeletons kind of look like.
Yeah.
There we
Paizo.
go.
Thank you, Paizo.
Okay, 19 hits. So yeah, so this you are also using a versatile weapon. So because we just called this out, are you using piercing damage or slashing damage?
What was it? Piercing.
No, you don't want
slashing.
piercing because it's resistant to piercing.
was
It'll
resistant.
take
Never
less
mind.
damage.
I shall do slashing.
Okay, so you do the slashing damage, and you bring the slashing end of your sword through. That's your normal motion with a long sword, and you deal slashing damage. And right before it hits, it pauses and it says, "Sometimes enemies are resistant to different types of damage. This skeleton has slashing 5 resistance."
Damn.
So it's like the same
Yeah.
pop-up as before. So you hit through it, so it actually takes 5 less damage from your attack, which takes it down to 7, which is same as Hal, enough to kill it.
Yeah,
Even
like
though it was
Cairo.
resistant to your damage, you just brute forced it.
Cairo notices that she's gonna like stab into it. And like, oh no, I just saw Hal not do as much damage as he thought, so probably want to slash it. And then it just does the same thing either.
I was a little preoccupied reading up on my actions.
Right. So that was one action. You still have 2 actions.
Yes, for my second action, I would like to spend 2 actions to do a sudden charge.
Ooh, what does that do?
towards this one right here.
Oh, so you move twice
Wow.
your speed and then can actually make a melee strike against one of the enemies. That
Yes.
is really cool.
That's
My thing is,
amazing.
though, do I have a penalty for
You
this one, or
You do
Yeah.
have it's so
I
you
do.
do it as the
It'd be
number
your
2
second
attack
attack.
for your turn.
Yep.
all right?
But that is really
that's
awesome.
fine. Yeah.
That is cool. Oh shit.
Ooh, man,
Dang!
Let's go
that's a crit. So,
slashing.
so 18
Aw.
points of slashing damage. You slash into it and it pauses. Did you know that enemies are, and you're like mashing the skip tutorial button. So it's resistant, but you
How dare you make me bleed?
Jeez, that's
You're not
13.
even
Holy
alive.
crap.
yeah, still 13 damage even through the resistance, and like completely this thing just crumbles back into a pile of bones right back into the coffin it crawled out of. Amazing.
What is the gift that she has from the water thing again?
If
I
she
can
gets
turn
hit.
a crit into a normal attack.
Yes.
Okay. Just making
Okay,
sure
so
it
that was-
hasn't applied yet.
Nope, that was 3 actions. Zombies gone. Cairo is next.
Cairo knows that the thing is within 30 feet and uses an interact action to drop his sword, pick up his shield, and then
Okay.
is going to do the same thing he did last time. Disrupt Undead against this fellow down here.
All right. Fortitude saving throw. He gets an 18, which is a success,
saves.
but not a critical success. So still half damage.
That's 6 points of positive energy.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Skeletons do not have weakness to positive energy.
Oh, good to know.
It has a bunch of resistances, but no negatives. So like there, even though a minute ago I said pro tip, undead usually have positive weakness, I was wrong.
Might just be
Zombies do apparently.
Semi-pro tip.
Semi-pro tip. Not all undead actually have damage weakness. So sorry, how much damage was it?
6.
6 and then halved.
So it'd be 3.
You rolled 6 or you rolled 12?
I rolled. It's just 1d6.
Okay, and so it got a success, so it takes half of that, right?
Yep. So 3.
So it takes 3. Okay, it's still alive.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that's okay. I've been doing this wrong. Okay, so it's 1d6 plus my spell casting ability modifier.
Yeah. Okay, so that would be more. What's your spellcasting ability?
Where is that?
What is the ability?
I just see spell DC. I see attack roll.
Let's check.
Yeah, I don't see an ability modifier anywhere. Spell casting. I guess it'd be wisdom, so that would be +4,
Okay,
so it's
wrong
10. It'd be 10. If it's just the wisdom modifier, then it's 10.
Yeah, does it say it on your spell? So spell DC, focus, innate spells, magic tradition. It's got to be on here somewhere, right? But
That's what I was
you're
looking
right.
for.
I don't see it either. Yeah, whatever it is, it's enough to kill it. So it's 10 damage
Mm-hmm.
down to 5, which is
Yep.
more than its hit points.
Oh,
They had
shit.
4. So good thing you actually read your rules
I
because
know, right?
you managed to kill it. So the last skeleton drops, and you all like take a minute to like breathe heavily, catch your breath, and you guys have successfully defeated the undead here in the Forgotten Crypt. Good
Woo!
job.
Yay!
So that fight is actually worth a little bit more experience than you've been getting. For that fight, you guys earn 100 XP.
What?
Dang!
Nice.
See, pro tip: always don't skip encounters if you want to level up.
Did we get any experience for destroying the barricade?
Oh God, actually, let me just scroll back and check.
Yeah, I think that's an
You
option.
did 10 experience.
Yeah.
Dang!
Yes.
No, wait, sorry. If they hear us quietly take apart the barricade, give them 10 experience. Sorry.
Lame.
Sorry.
Boo. I'd like to use a hero point to make the DM give me experience.
That's interesting. That's the first time I've seen where you only get experience for getting through something a certain way. Because like the traps, whether you trigger the trap or disarm the trap, you still get the experience either way. But on that, it specifically calls out that they want you to like try to be sneaky, I guess. Yeah. So
Let's check.
as you
these.
guys kind of there's the main thing you see right on top of the sarcophagus, right in the middle of the room, is that torch that's glowing with the blue light. You put out a detect magic, and there's definitely magical stuff here in this room.
I'll just point towards everything that I'm sensing.
Well, the thing with detect magic is all it tells you is that you sense magic, not what is. It's not like detect magic in 5e where you see stuff glowing. All you know is something is magical. You sense the pulse and all you know is the presence or absence of magic, so there is magic present.
I like to search for secret stuff.
Yeah.
Treasure
Well,
and otherwise.
Same.
Hal's doing his thing. Okay. So
I'm gonna be watching Hal like a hawk.
Good luck. You have no idea. I have a ring.
okay. So let's see. So there's a glowing torch that looks pretty cool. The one thing you notice as you get close to the torch is even though it's glowing brightly, it's not putting off any heat whatsoever. And how about for Hal and anyone that's doing like the searching, just give me a perception check. See if you guys find anything hidden in these chambers.
Like to use the
15
hero
for-
point?
Use your hero point. Go for it. We got like 5 minutes left in the session.
Let's go.
21.
You know what? I'm gonna try to get better than a 17.
Okay. Go for it.
Yes.
I did. We got the same.
Yay!
Let's go.
Okay. Anyone else? Basically, like the both of you are like going through the crypts, and at the same time, you both spot a very nicely polished shield in one of the sarcophaguses.
Ooh.
And you guys both like kind of get to it at the same time, and you're both like looking at each other. It's like sitting there. It's
It's
like a
shield
polished
plus
shield. It's a shield plus 2. It's Gargoth inside the shield.
Oh
The shield
god,
is
kill
hidden
it! Kill it with fire!
Before they're talking.
But no, the shield, it looks like it's a very nicely polished shield that has like a roaring lion on it.
Ooh.
The shield itself is carved. It says it's a polished shield carved to look like a roaring lion.
Valerie,
So
this shield is probably good for the lioness. No?
That's yeah. Yeah, Saren Ray is more about the sun, so a lion would fit there, but I see what you mean. And I pick up the shield and I bring it over to Val and say, as our frontline defense, I feel like this would be good for you.
Oh, this is very generous of you. Thank you very much. I'll just accept it.
yeah, very nice.
Can I
It's carved
do-
to the right size, the right balance. It doesn't look like it's really rotted away to time. So like, yeah, you can totally use it as a shield.
Mm.
Sorry,
Oh,
what were you
this is
doing for
very well made.
Ezra?
Can I do an Arcana check on the torch?
Yeah, you want to spend 10 minutes like going over the torch?
Yeah,
If
if,
I s-
they're gonna be digging around the crypt, then I might as well make use
Okay.
of my time.
Yep.
Did
go
that
ahead.
take time, the search? Was that like 10 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, we're probably pushing like they kind of just always round off chunks of like 10 minutes at a time as you're going through and doing stuff. So I just
Damn it.
assume you guys spend about 10 minutes.
If I knew we were doing 10 minutes, I would have healed Val. Damn it.
23.
23. So the torch appears to be what is known as an ever burning torch.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I know what that is.
So, let's see. There you go. This torch sheds light constantly, requiring no oxygen and generating no heat. The flame can be covered or hidden, but can't be smothered or quenched. So it's basically a torch that'll never burn out.
But you can put it
Nice.
in your bag, and it won't light your bag on fire.
Yep, it doesn't put off any, and it's also, it's worth 160 gold.
Ezra's gonna take the torch.
I'll take my torch back.
Ezra will give Kyra the
close
torch.
It's like a nub almost. It's like really close to burning out.
He throws it into the sarcophagi.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah, the
So-
sarcophagus animates.
So here's the interesting thing about detect magic. I can choose to ignore magic I'm fully aware of. So I'd like to do another pulse to see if there's anything else
Yep.
than the two things we found.
Yeah. So, so you're basically excluding any magical items you know of, right?
Yes.
So you're excluding the torch, you're excluding the shield, you're excluding the short sword that Hal's carrying.
Yep.
All of that. Okay. No magic.
There might be some gold in here somewhere, but I think we've found all the magical items there are to find.
I did not find any treasure like the last room.
Yeah. Didn't appear like you guys gave it a pretty good once over, went through all the sarcophagus, searching it. All you guys found that looked like of value other than the rotting bones was that shield and the torch.
Did we find anything on the enemies that was worth taking?
All of the gear, so like each of the skeletons had a scimitar and a short bow, as well as the arrows that they had left over. So like, basically like almost 80 arrows.
I'll take the short
but
bow.
It doesn't look like they had a shield or any sort of armor that's usable. They were just bones.
Ooh, short bow and some
But yeah,
arrows.
you can take the short bow. Yep. So carrying stuff, the way it works is it's kind of simplified, but like things have like a bulk value, right? So instead of like a weight and saying I can carry like X amount of weight, items have like a bulk. So your bulk, how many bulky items you can carry is based on your strength. So let's see, short bow has a bulk of 1, so that would be like another bulky item that you'd be carrying around. Hal. Arrows, I believe, are not considered bulky, so it's like, well, what does bulk L mean? Don't know.
Sir.
I don't know, but you know what? I'll look up
Damn.
the answer this week and find out next time. So yeah, so you can take the short bow, you can take a bunch of the arrows. That's no problem. The scimitars are functional if you guys want to take them and try to offload them, but again, scimitars are bulky, so they will weigh you down if you try to carry them.
I already have mine, and I'm actually gonna sheath my scimitar, just realizing how much I haven't hit with it, and just rely on my magic from here on out.
So it says bulk determines how much they can carry. So you can carry up to 5 bulk plus your strength modifier. So if your strength modifier is like +1, you can carry 6 bulky items before you're encumbered. So just keep that in mind. I don't know what you guys are actually carrying now, or if it. I don't think it's going to come into play too much. But if you start picking up like every weapon you come across and all the armor, you're going to get loaded up pretty fast.
Yep. Yeah, the only bulk I'm carrying is the short sword with the emerald on it.
What about, does armor count as bulk?
According to the character sheet, it does not.
Interesting. Maybe if you're wearing it, it doesn't.
Yeah, because you're not like
your
carrying
scimitar
it.
you're carrying, right? Your scimitar would have it. Yeah, I guess if you're holding your shield. Well,
Then the
yeah,
character
that's
sheets are
interesting.
wrong. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it means. Maybe it's like stuff you're actively carrying doesn't count, or maybe this like they don't track it in the beginner's box.
Like I held Oh, probably they just don't track it. So I'll add a bulk to each of these items then.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it though.
It's got to be.
So,
real,
anyways,
Steve.
yeah. Okay, here's your research assignment. Figure out how bulk actually works and if these things should count against our bulk score, and then yeah, we'll figure out from there. Okay, so I think just to do like this last thing, right? Like, do you want to take 10 minutes now to do the healing on Valerie? That would put Valerie into like the last 10 minutes of the special ability.
I looked it up, unfortunately, and she can't receive any more healing for another
until an hour has passed. You're right.
An hour has passed.
And it hasn't passed for sure. You can use a healing spell, but that's about it, right? Okay.
Perhaps
So
we take a few minutes to recuperate and we move forward.
the interesting thing about Pathfinder is there's no such thing as a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
I was
There is
thinking
healing
more about an hour.
Just so that you can wait the hour out to do the healing and stuff. I mean, that's totally possible, right? Like, so long as you're just sitting here doing nothing for an hour, then there's no super pressing time concerns that I can think of, right? The worry would be like some wandering creature might come through here and see you, but you guys are off to the side pretty well, so if you guys want to wait an hour, run out the clock, you could. The other thing is you're not that far from the entrance, so you guys could always go back to town and do like a long rest. Although the module doesn't assume you take one here. There's nothing that prevents you from doing it, right?
I'm down to take a rest.
Me too.
Me too. Hold on. Go ahead. Sorry.
Please, ladies.
No. So I'm looking at the activities, and then there's a thing here called take a breather. What's a resolve point?
I don't know.
I'm on the archives of Menace.
Right.
Oh, so that might not be Pathfinder 2e.
No, it is, but it's also part of the game mastery guide and not the player's handbook, so I have no idea what stamina points are. It costs one resolve point and it gets you resolve points.
So
something that's definitely probably out of the scope of.
It's a variant. It's variant.
Oh,
rules.
it's a variant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says in this variant, each PC also has a pool of resolve points, which reflects your grit and luck, and you regain all of your resolve points when you take a long rest, and then you can use these points to do different things, like you're talking, like take a breather, stabilize, etc.
Oh, okay.
So for this beginner's box and this stuff, we're definitely not using resolve points. As far as healing goes, I think there's the treat wounds, there's going back to town and taking like a long rest, drinking healing potions, heal spells. I guess that's it. Is there any other way you heal that you know of, Jordan?
No, that's it. But I mean, in an hour, I can heal myself and Valerie again.
Right. Like, that's the thing, right? Given that you could just like heal every person once an hour, so with enough time, you're basically going to get up to full, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we just wait an hour, I can heal us both up. If I don't
I'm down.
screw it up. Oh, I looked at my plus to medicine. I cannot, unless I roll a natural 1, I can't critically fail. So
if you roll a natural 1, then it would be a critical fail, right?
Yep, that's the only way, because my modifier is a +7.
That's the only way. Right, so there's no way you can roll a 5, but if you fail and get a critical 1, it lowers it 1 step, which takes it to a critical fail.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So pretty low chance to actually. Can you imagine, like, let's just take a moment and heal, and you actually kill one of your allies?
Yeah,
that would be the best.
That'd be rough.
The best.
Oh, the best, man. Okay. Yeah, this is from the same man who tricked his father twice.
And piled all 3 of you into that little hallway before I dropped the rocks on your head.
Yes. Yep.
True.
Because stepping on that first plate would have made the first trap go off. But hey.
Oh no, that's not how it works. The trap was only triggered on the last plate.
Oh really? That's pretty cool.
The last plate triggers all 3 rocks. Yeah.
Sorry, Valerie. You are now walking through hallways alone.
Okay, she got a shield. She has a brand new shield.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, is that shield special? If we're going to take the time to rest, we should do an Arcana check on that shield.
I say, Valerie.
Give me an
Zelinus.
Yeah, give me an
What?
Do you want to do the Arcana check on the shield?
Hal was calling her the lionette.
The lionette.
How is it because of my hair?
We?
with an 18, you pour over this shield, and while finely made, you do not feel it has any arcane properties.
Hmm.
It's definitely worth a pretty penny, though, just based on its craftsmanship.
Looks nice.
Yeah, and in this case,
Definitely looks better than the one I'm wielding at the moment.
you can mark it down as a shield that if you were to try to sell it later, it's worth 5 gold.
Nice.
Ooh.
How much does a normal shield cost?
5 gold.
Is that what it says?
No, I don't know.
Rick's being funny.
That was funny.
I know, right? But like 5 gold sounds cheap for a shield,
Yeah, because of where we come from.
right? But like, I guess you can sell it for 5 gold. It's not even like a 5 gold shield. You could sell it to someone for 5 gold. So at any point, you could trade that shield for 5 gold.
All right, are we taking a break in
list.
here, or what are we doing?
I think we should take a few minutes. And I jump up and sit next to the coffin standing next to.
Nice.
Okay.
Then as soon as we hit the next hour, I will heal myself and then Valerie.
That works. So you guys go ahead and take that. Well, somebody give me a d20 roll. We're going old school wandering monster
Ezrin.
check.
12.
No wandering monster.
Yay!
So you can go ahead and do whatever actions you wanted to do for that hour.
So that's a 23 on that
That's a
first check.
success.
It's a D8, isn't it?
I think it was.
A D8.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
D8.
It feels weird to just be like, all right, our healing is just get this healer's kit and just infinitely like heal everyone, but like that seems to be how the game's set up, right?
Yeah, because I'm trained. I mean, it's because of my training. Like, that's the whole point. If someone else were to do this and not have the bonus that I have, they could hurt somebody.
Right, and you couldn't even do it unless you were trained in medicine, right?
Yeah, it's trained medicine action only.
Yeah.
So that's a
But
regular
that makes it like
success.
super important.
It's 10 points of healing for me. All right, here we go for that.
Unfortunately, Valerie, this does mean you lose your power up.
Another 23.
That's okay.
It seems like it's a cool little bonus, but it doesn't seem like it comes in
That's
super important, right?
10 points of healing for Val.
Ooh, thank you.
Almost to max.
I have a scratch left.
Just a little tiny scratch. Well, I feel better. Should we go through the trapped hallway and kill the boss, whatever the boss is?
Wow. I gotta say, interesting. Like, so, just while we're wrapping this up, right, and we're about to close out our session. We just got a donation to our Extra Life campaign from Drow Sword in our chat. So we did an Extra Life campaign day like last month or so, and I still have the campaign open because the year hasn't closed out yet. Drow Sword just donated $105 to our Extra Life campaign.
Holy crap.
Wow.
What?
Thanks, Drow Sword.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
Is that-
much. That's amazing.
That's crazy. So we've raised we're close to like $1,000 now in our Extra Life campaign, I think.
Damn.
So cool.
Gonna have to do a new one soon.
Well, it's about to roll over at the end of the year, right? And we're definitely gonna do. Oh, this is Kalinga from YouTube. This is the YouTube guy that was following us and was interested in
amazing.
getting the DM prep. Yeah.
It's good to have you. Thank you
Amazing.
so much.
You should put your ads and stuff in there so we can reciprocate.
Yeah, definitely. Like, hit us up and let us know, like, Twitter and stuff. This is actually part 2, so this isn't a continuation of part 1 and 2. This is the part 2. So we did part 1 last week. We're doing part 2 tonight, and we will do part 3. We'll talk about segueing into our sign off. We're gonna do part 3 next Wednesday night, same time. So at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time next Wednesday will be our part 3 of our Menace under Otari session. And honestly, if I'm going to be super honest with you guys, like, I thought we would have got a lot farther tonight than we did.
because we backtracked.
Yeah.
Well, we backtracked, but we did the kobold fight. We did the traps on your head. We got some items from the little like cage, and we fought the undead.
You know what it
That
is?
doesn't feel like a lot for 3 hours, but I guess it is.
It was all that damn diplomacy. Instead of trying to kill everything, we were talking too much.
You just wanted to kill the kobold for the fish.
They ate my fish, damn it.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the VOD thing, something happened in our Twitch stream and it like cut out the recording for some reason. Like it went like there was a part where it dropped out and it like broke our stream up into 3 parts and I had to stitch them back together and we lost a little bit of content during some of the fights. So he was pointing out, or they were pointing out, I'm not sure he, she, they, but they were pointing out that during the spider fight there was a part where it skipped a little bit and that was unfortunate because we did lose that because of the thing cutting out. I think I was dual streaming to YouTube.
I might have
You might have
recorded
recorded
it
it?
because I didn't stream it last week. So let me validate.
Okay.
And if that's the case, then I'll set up a link for you to get it.
Okay. Also, I think we were dual streaming to Twitch and YouTube last week. I'm not dual streaming this week because I've been having issues with that. But since I was dual streaming to YouTube last week, I might be able to download the YouTube stream and then splice it in.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to restream.io.
Restream.io. So I will try to get that fixed for you, Kalinga, and we'll see if we can. I don't know how much was missing. I thought it might have only been a few seconds, but maybe it was longer, which sucks. So, anyways, I originally thought we were gonna get through this whole thing in 3, but now that I'm looking at how you guys are going, we might be looking at more like 4,
Yeah, let's do it, man.
maybe
Hey,
5. I don't know.
If you want to roll late, let's go kick down that door right now.
I mean, Brianna's falling asleep.
I am.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
So that's fine. At least it's more fun stuff for next week.
Nice. Also, I don't know what everyone's schedule is. I'm down to start earlier if that's doable for anybody else.
I'm honestly on a Wednesday night. I really like the 7:00 start.
Nice.
I know
Makes sense,
it
yeah,
would be
during the
better
week.
to start it earlier, but it makes my night so less stressful and not having to worry about like, getting like rushing dinner and getting to the family and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially as
Yeah.
DM, you've got so much more stuff you're setting up and working with.
Yeah. So I checked. So we've now raised $810 on our Extra Life campaign for the year. Our
So
original
cool.
goal was 500, so we've gotten quite a bit. The other cool thing I will say to you, Kalinga, is one of the things I put with my stream with the donation for Extra Life was like for $100 I DM a game for you and your friends, a private session.
Yep.
So
For sure.
maybe that's one of the reasons that you hit up for that donation, and if so, that's awesome. I'll contact you about the details for that, and maybe I can.
Exciting.
Well, yeah, we'll work it out. I mean, that's awesome. I put that there for a reason, and that's really awesome. I'm
Let's
flabbergasted.
do it. Do it,
So-
Steve.
So my name is DM Steve. I'm here on. Oh, can the rogue level up? Well, the interesting thing about that is we
Yes,
did those
let's do
donation
that.
things. We did those donations during the Extra Life campaign, and we did a one-day stream where the donations could actually influence that specific game. But you're asking, can the rogue level up?
Wow.
And you did donate $100. If I said no, like
Damn.
what kind of DM would that make?
I know. Jeez.
It
Benny
wouldn't-
Bobby turns to level 21.
That would be so hard for me to say no. So I suppose that's fine by me.
Halrisian is now
Uh,
level 2.
Yeah, Halrisian is now level 2. That's welcome to level 2, Halrisian.
Thank you very
How?
much.
What's happening to you? You suddenly gained some muscles all of a sudden.
I think
my-
it's because he's
so-
sitting on the sarcophagus and he's absorbing its dark power.
My hair grew
Oh, you
longer.
should do the same thing.
So,
My smile grew brighter.
It only
so this
works
is how we're
if
gonna do
you're
it. We're gonna like
evil.
we're gonna give you enough experience to hit you to like 1,000 experience. So reset your experience back to 0 because you reached 1,000 and now you're back to 0.
Done.
And there are rules in here as a rogue for level 2 in the book, right? So under the classes thing, it talks about what you get at level 2. and you get more hit points, right? You get your proficiency bonus bumps up. So in Roll20, if you just set your level to 2, it automatically updates all your proficiencies and stuff.
That's what I did.
That's easy.
That is what I did.
Okay. Your stealth proficiency improves to expert, so you can change the T to an E to mark that you're an expert.
You hit
Brains,
the cog next to
expert.
the skill, yeah,
Very
I'm bringing
good.
it up to this.
and then you
Got it.
change the rank.
So now it should say right.
He says he's
Stealth.
6.
Yep. So
10.
wait, let me see. I see.
Mod 4, expert 6. My total is 10 from 7.
Okay, maybe it just didn't because
And
you
then-
changed on your end. It might not have updated on mine.
And then quiet allies. Holy crap!
I still see it says stealth T4.
Oh, I did thievery.
Oh, you did thievery. It says stealth improves to E.
Yeah, it's stealth, not thievery.
Right. And
I'm not
then
trying
it
to
says
steal
quiet.
from my friends.
It says quiet allies, which basically says like you can help the whole group avoid being noticed. So like when you're trying to do stealth as a group, right? In 5th edition, you've all seen it like, all right, let's do a stealth. Everyone roll stealth to move through the room, and then inevitably somebody fails the roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
So quiet allies means instead of each hero rolling separately, you take the worst person at sneaking, and that one roll works for the whole group.
So that'd be in the level 2 box under your class section sheet.
And then the last thing, it says choose one of the following rogue feats. So this is how Pathfinder works. When you level up, there are feats that you drop into your character sheet. So in this case, there are 3 feats, and you get to choose one of these 3 that you're going to add to your character. So, I copy paste them so everyone can see them. But basically, mobility, quick draw, and unbalancing blow are your 3 choices. So quick draw, it goes back to that whole thing. Like you can draw and attack with the same action, right? So like Ezrin, you drew your crossbow, but you couldn't attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you had quick draw, you could cantrip and then draw your crossbow and attack, right?
Mm.
It's kind of
Yeah.
funny.
And how Rizian could just pull his short bow, even though he doesn't have it held, and just shoot it immediately.
Shoot it and draw. Or, pull a dagger, and every time you pull a dagger and throw, it's not like an action to pull a dagger and an action to throw. It's like pull a dagger and throw in one action. And then mobility
Is
lets
pretty much
you
the same
move.
as mobility.
Right, yeah.
Mobile.
Mobility means you don't have to take the 5-foot step. You can just move half your speed. You can stride half your speed and not trigger stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or unbalancing blow. If you get if you crit someone, then they're flat-footed against you until the end of your next turn, which is cool. So that you get a whole another round of it.
I would probably take mobility.
Yeah. Gives you
So
a
go
lot,
ahead.
a
Go
lot
ahead
of
and add that.
movement.
Okay.
So that would go under feats.
I'm in feats.
Yep. And then you just add it under class ability and feats. You just hit the plus button, and then you would put the name and then the description.
Yep. So in spoiler alert, in the course of this sort of adventure, you will all level up before it's over. Hal just gets a little bit of an earlier
Yeah.
roll.
Cool.
But now that means if you're level 2, 2 things happens. One, I might have to rebalance the future encounters to make it harder.
Well, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it, bro.
And 2, when it says like everyone gets experience, right? You're gonna get less experience than everyone else because you're higher level.
Oh.
So in 5th edition, when you kill something, it's worth a certain amount of experience, right? So if I kill a skeleton and I'm level 1, I get 10 experience. If I kill a skeleton and I'm level 10, I still get 10 experience. But in Pathfinder, you get experience based on your level relative to the enemy level you defeated. So if you're level 2, things give you less experience.
So is that going to create an imbalance where he won't level up in the second adventure?
It would eventually level out, right? He would always be ahead of you. He's never going to fall behind.
Right.
Because at some point you will get to level 2 and he will already have experience ahead of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But my concern is from there, would we hit level 3? And
No,
I'm just worried over time, would he eventually not get enough? Because he's getting less.
It would only until you hit level 2.
Right.
Right. And then we would get the same.
And then
Yeah, but I would still
you
be
get the
ahead
same.
slightly. based on whatever
Right.
the.
So
Whatever
this
the
will give me a chance
multiplier
to
is.
dig into the math and how all that works. So when I get to the end of the thing and I say like everyone gets 40 experience, and I'll be like, how you get 30 or something, right? I'll figure out how the math works.
Yep.
Wow. Did you already update
All
your
right,
token?
well-
I can't see your health because you're sitting on the sarcophagus. 24.
Oh, you're tied with Valerie.
Dang. Yeah, he's so buff now, Val. I don't know. I think it was just
now
the
you
evil
trigger all
of
the
that
rocks.
sarcophagus. Yeah. Dang.
Oh my goodness. If I knew that I could have just sat on on a
No, you're not.
sarcophagus.
It's because you're not evil. You have to be as evil as the thing you're interacting with.
It's
It wouldn't affect
fascinating
you.
because I had to work for this body, and he just had to sit on
Yeah.
a sarcophagus. But
You
it's
know,
very impressive how.
yeah. Some people just get lucky. Or people donate and
They
choose
actually-
their favorite character.
So he's asking if you conquered any ledges. Kind of. We kind of fast forwarded through them to conquering a ledge. I let them skip the ledge because I figured they beat it enough. I didn't make them roll again, but maybe I should have because
I
they
did not
probably got
conquer
another
ledges
natural one.
this-
We would have just used our hero points. Let's be real.
Yes,
Yep.
for sure.
I have one more.
Anyways, I've had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you to Drowsword, aka Kalinga. Like the donation was amazing. Thanks to all of my players. I am DM Steve. You can find me on Twitter at Steve the DM. You can find me here on Twitch. Do the follow below to get notified when we go live. We're doing this campaign on Wednesdays, and I have a D&D 5e Beyond Avernus campaign going on Sundays, along with most of this cast. And follow me on YouTube, and there I am also DM Steve. Do you guys want to, like, everyone go around and say good night?
Night,
w-
everyone.
Good night. Thank you, Drowsword.
Hal Reesing, I think you should promote your Friday game because you stream
Yeah.
a lot too.
Yeah, promote, like, tell them how to follow you on Twitter. Tell them other streams, you know?
Absolutely. So I'm at Hallowed on Twitter, or the Hallowed Hunt on both on YouTube, or Hallowed ND, Hallowed D&D. I typically DM games on Tuesdays for a group. I'm DMing and or playing on Friday nights between, I think it was, we went from 7 till 1:30 last Friday night. And then I'm in Steve's game on Sunday nights, Beyond Avernus, from, what is it, 6 to 10 something.
Mhm.
And then now on Pathfinder on Wednesdays. Appreciate any follows. And thanks, Dressword. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I don't stream at all, but I play in everybody's games, including on Friday, and I will be DMing on Christmas Day. If anyone
Ooh.
wants to get away from some family, or maybe you're tired of, being stuck in the house with everything that's going on and you want to watch something Friday night, I am doing session 0 of Delta Green. And that will be with our Friday group. So that'll be 7 to whenever we get done, because sometimes we go into Saturday.
Yeah. You've been talking about that Delta Green game for a while, so that's cool. It's finally happening.
Yep, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna make all of our agents.
Brianna and Nina, anything you guys want to promote?
Can I promote when it's available? Go get your COVID vaccine, please.
Yes, please.
There we go.
Yes, please wear a mask.
Oh yes, also that. Please wear a mask.
Yeah. Observe
cool.
social distancing.
Please follow CDC guidelines.
And that's what we're doing here by playing online. I haven't seen any of you guys all year. I miss you guys.
Soon TM.
Hopefully.
Soon TM.
So, good night. See you guys next time here on Menace under Otari.